Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another session of Seraphina, a D&D 5e campaign I play with my friends, and these are my friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Last time we played, you were upon the wetlands on the approach, about probably roughly 2 days out from River Point. You had broken through the trees and you were making your way across wet, sodden land. And you were finding a place to camp. You found some nice high ground upon some rocky ridges, and while setting up camp, you saw an individual off in the distance, probably about a mile away, um, being preyed upon by some flying beasts. And you all set off relatively quickly to go and help said individual, which turned out to be a goblin that could cast magic, being set upon by a few cockatrices. You saved said goblin and slew the cockatrice before stealing more meat and some cockatrice beak, adding to your further collection of meat that you are now hauling with you. Um, and you gave the goblin shelter and food at your camp, only to be rudely awakened in the middle of the night with the goblin setting attack on you. Um, Specifically, Knick-Knack was in his sights, and the goblin turned into what was now known as a Barghest, a cursed creature, cursed, supposedly cursed by Solara for their abhorrent deeds, doomed to ever prey upon their own kin. In one day, hoping to redeem themselves and preying upon their own kin and be allowed freedom from life, essentially. You managed to defeat said Barghest, and you found some loot upon said Barghest. You found a scroll, you found a talisman, and you found a strange black shard of some kind of obsidian rock that exuded some kind of corruption magic, but also falls to its source. And you finished your long rest. You awoke in the morning after identifying all these objects, and this is where we awaken. This is where we begin. You are at camp, packing up, ready for a next day of travel towards River Point. It is cloudy, dark, foggy, misty. It's warm but wet, as
So
the
we
mist
have had a
is
long rest.
thicker today. You have had a long rest. You have awoken this morning, and a thick fog has set upon you as you can no longer see in a mile into the distance and see oncoming goblins being attacked by cockatrices. There is thick mist and fog that is set upon the land. It is warm, it is humid, it is sticky, the ground is wet, the rocks that were dry are now glistening with moisture from the fog. And another day has begun. What do we wish to do?
Breakfast.
I think Clark is going to stretch because I think she might be still a little bit stiff from yesterday.
Yeah, after being turned to stone.
Yeah. Was
Slept
she?
like a rock, some would say. Um,
I
Laugh at my misery. Laugh at my misery.
Ellie would like to check on Fiona.
Fiona is still asleep, rolled up in her bedroll, fast asleep, and snoring slightly.
I'd let her sleep then.
Big ruffles of massive ginger hair Just big bed head.
Very small Merida. You can make them stay in the grove and they'll be safe. Kill all the goblins. It's the only thing I can think of is just Merida from Brave.
Yeah, essentially like a gnomish version of her.
With the
Yeah, a bit like Anna in Frozen when she wakes up in bed and she's drooling and then just bed head. But yeah, you're in camp.
I bet that is so
Everyone's asleep.
relatable though.
Knick-Knack
I
is
would
cooking breakfast.
I would
Is
like
it
to help.
eatable?
It's amazing. I'm like,
What are
so,
you cooking, Knick-Knack?
What is wrong?
so it will be sort of probably roast cockatrice, but I'll have gone because we're in like scrubland, so there's gonna be loads of like planty herby things that I can go around and pick and rub into it.
A lot of moss, a lot of heather.
So we'll find something that basically Knick-Knack's gonna wander around at some point like picking bits and going, I'll have some more of that, or spitting it out.
Okay. Yeah.
So
There is.
slightly herby cockatrice.
So like Knick-Knack like version of Nando's chicken.
with her rub, yeah.
With her
And I will probably break out some of my flour and grain and stuff and make like sort of little oaty biscuit type things to go with it.
right, chicken and oat crackers. Nice. So breakfast is served, and you can smell this roasted chicken over the campfire through the fog, and it actually smells delightful. Tantalizes the senses, and roast chicken does. However, it's a little bit more chickeny than chicken. It's sinewy, almost like turkey, but with a bit more meat on it.
You're making Knick-Knack. Sorry.
So I'm a great believer in eating things that try and eat us. So this is the cockatrice.
Oh, an eye for an eye, I imagine.
Well, we've got the beak because I think we were going to try and make some arrows out of them.
Give them to Ellie. They might be able to do something with it. Take a bite out of that chicken. Knick-Knack.
What, sorry?
Can you take a bite? Can you take a bite out of that chicken?
Yeah. I'm going to eat a load of it in a minute. Okay. I'll
Just
start.
want you to have the first share.
We all just look at Nick like you eat it first.
I'll start waffling up sort of things. I kind of envisaged
You
a
pass us
Knick-Knack
one.
making like shredding it and like putting it between a couple of oat thingies and making a shredded chicken sandwich.
Cool. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
I knew it. I knew it.
Do it. From eating cockatrice, I'm going to see if it turns Knick-Knack to stone.
16.
Yeah, you're fine. That's good. That's really good.
I'll start handing out shredded.
Nice and herby and salty and juicy. Really nice.
Mm.
It smells wonderful.
Mm. Yeah.
I make
Do I
myself a plate.
trust do I trust it or not?
I mean, he just tried it and he's alive, so, you know. Hopefully we'll live.
Yeah, why
They
did you...
make me a Constitution saving throw.
So was that me in that game?
Ellie,
Oh,
17.
fine. Delightful. Really nice. Really filling. Really juicy. Lots of flavour coming through from all those herbs. I think that's a good chef.
Yeah.
He cooks for the fairy in them instead of the human.
Luck?
Putain, je le sens venir gros comme une maison. Bon, allez, c'est pas grave. Yeah, I'm going to take a bite.
Okay. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. And I'm already aware of the result. 11. I knew it. I knew it.
Tastes delicious. Lovely. Can't remember the last time you had chicken that wasn't chicken but tasted more like chicken than even chicken does. And it's really nice. Really good. You fill yourselves with cockatrice and oat-like biscuit. You feel revitalized and ready for the day ahead.
Okay.
so I'm gonna ask Fiona if like any of this is actually like if she remembers any of it.
Any of what?
Like the area, because she's been like through here to get to us. You know, are we far away from River Point?
So Fiona is currently asleep. Are you going over
Oh.
and you're going to wake her? But then again, I feel like the smell of chicken might stir Fiona. And she's there and she kind of rolls over. No. Oh, that smells nice.
I will pass her a cockatrice sort of sandwich.
And she takes it and just, oh. And yeah, fine. Oh, what have you? What's that glaze? It's beautiful. Oh, it goes so well.
I will point out some of the herbs I picked.
Wow, I never even knew that these could produce such flavors. Wow, that's
Well, like if you
delightful.
go around and try stuff, you can generally tell if it tastes nice or not. You can smell it too, but chewing into it is a better way of doing it.
Yeah, but that one there, I can't remember its exact name right now. Usually, when you pick that up and you rub it between your fingers, it smells like manure. You've cooked it along with these other things, and that smell and taste has just gone away, and it's brought out this with earthy texture to it. It's beautiful. Never have thought to have used that. Anyway, has anybody got a brush or anything for my hair?
I go through
You're
my,
actually
my case and just
like
go,
dragging her fingers through her hair, trying to pull it
Yeah,
down.
Luck is going
No,
to
And it's
hand
still,
her...
rather than
that,
it being frizzy out
please.
that way, it's now frizzy out downwards, but still very
s-
frizzy.
I start doing her hair.
I wanted... Okay. I
Just
wanted to
sits
do it.
there, not eating her chicken while you do her hair.
And just
And
braid it out the way of her
Knick-Knack,
face.
what do you ask her?
So like when you came through here before, are we like far away from River Point?
We're probably a couple of days out.
We need to get
Uh, the wetlands can be a little bit treacherous if you don't know a path. And I know what you're thinking. surely I know a path because I came through them, but I've never come this way before. I usually just go between High Point and River Point. I never really come out west. And I was just running away. I suppose you could say I was lucky. I made my way through.
Do you want me to take you for a fly?
What do you mean?
I
You can
cannot do
fly.
it.
Go in there
I cannot do it for long,
and then go to House's chamber and get him back
but
again.
for about a minute, I can take us in the sky so we can find a route.
I don't think that would help. It's more about the wetlands aren't so much a bog,
Or 'cause I didn't have I didn't even
but
say nothing.
they are treacherous. There are deep ponds and trenches of water that have underground connections to the river, and one wrong step and you could find yourself falling into a deep pond and being pulled away by a current. There's a reason that most people use the main road to the north.
And my question, if you want me to take you for a fly so we can see where's the road, or if we can find a safe passage.
Well, the road is north, on the other side of the wetlands. We'd still have to traverse them to even get there.
Ah, yeah.
So for us, it's
True.
probably just as risky traveling through the wetlands to get to River Point than it is to just get to the road.
You got any wellies in that pack of yours, Nick Nack?
Well, is there actually any like waterways? Is there like streams and
We make him.
rivers and things between here and the river?
You're asking if there's another river between here and the river?
Well, like things that feed into it.
Underground, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's bodies of water above the ground. It's the wetlands. While a lot of it is solid soil, it's not like it's a lake. It's just as you walk along the soil, there's like a really deep puddle, as it were, and lots of them. And with the way the moss settles along the surface of the water, it's very difficult to tell where one is walking sometimes.
Okay. So we follow Robo to Zoom?
Not a bad idea. Just step where he steps and
And if he starts to think,
Oh, what? I see me and my cousin.
what?
He doesn't like breathe or anything, so like he should just be able to climb back out.
he can swim,
He's quite heavy, though. Isn't he going to sink?
just think.
But he won't drown.
So I suppose we could just always come fetch him later.
She's like a check.
There's sure a plus, but I'm still worried we won't be able to fetch
So
him
what
out.
happens if he does just sink halfway and then he's gone? Who then goes first?
Give him a rope and then we'll just pull him out.
He's heavy. Do you have enough strength for that?
We have a horse.
The horse can do so much.
I'm pretty sure the four of
Are you
us and a
suggesting
horse
the
can
horse
get it
goes
out of a
first?
hole.
No, I'm suggesting
No.
the horse can pull out Nick
That's not-
and Robo to Zoom.
I mean, that sounds like it could work.
Oh, yeah, it is my god.
I'm trying to say, four of us and a horse, I'm pretty sure we could get Robo Nazoom out of a hole.
Well, I mean, the worst case, he could walk to the other side and come out the other side.
Is there any sticks nearby? Like trees? Or is it just bare woods?
There's no trees here now. There's bushes.
Okay. What I want
These bushes that are thick like twig-like.
is about a 4-foot stick.
4-foot long stick.
Or like a thing I could stick out,
A
like
walking
hold
stick.
out in front of me. Yeah, I'm effectively doing the blind man routine of just stab in front. If it doesn't go in, step there.
Your bow is a 4-foot long stick.
Okay. I take off I unstring my bow, and I just mime standing in front of us and jabbing it in. And if there's ground solid, we walk that way.
Okay.
It'll
If
be
it's
slow
foggy,
going, but it'll be safe.
if it's foggy, does anyone know which way's east?
There's still like a bright light in the sky. Like, when you look up and it's very foggy, but you can still see the outline of the
This.
sun shining through.
Like
You can
this whole
about-
thing's
just about
job.
make out where the sun.
Like I have one.
Hmm.
It's not a bad idea. We just stab the ground. If it's hard, we step that way. Slow going, but work.
So that's a good idea so far.
At least then we don't have to risk Nizoom or the horse.
We've already lost a horse. I don't want to lose another.
True. Hard to come back.
I mean,
So we're following Ellie.
See, exactly. Look.
Well, then row on a zoom and like the horse can pull Ellie out if Ellie gets stuck.
True.
You just told us to kill the leader.
Hopefully, though, I only step where my foot.
Well, what are we waiting for then? Let's go.
Teleport.
So, Jack, I think we hear your mother.
so you pack up camp. You're on mute. You pack up camp. You load up the horse. And you all prepare for your next leg of the journey.
Not my mother, it's my brother.
Oh.
He's
So
on his
Ellie.
computer over there.
That's okay.
Yes.
So Ellie, you're taking point then, I assume, with Robonism ahead of you.
My thought was, if I jab the ground and the ground seems solid, walk that direction.
Okay. So you taking point, or are we letting Robonism go ahead of you?
I think I take a point, and we have Robonazoom to get me out if I fuck it up.
Okay, cool. Right. So we start making our way. The ground seems relatively solid in most directions so far. You travel for probably about 3 or 4 hours into late morning. The sun is higher in the sky and beats down, and while the fog is thick, you can probably see about 20, 30 feet ahead. And you continue slogging. The grass splashes at your feet. Like there's always like 2 inches of water sitting amongst the grass. And as you splash through the terrain, and you start to feel your toes getting a bit wet as the water starts to seep in through your boots and your socks, and
I just give up on the shoes.
you start to feel sodden. And you trudge through, and you continue.
Wet
and
socks
the,
are worse than no shoes.
and the water starts to increase, not in height, but in variety.
Yeah.
Rather than it being like a puddle
Squidgy.
here and a puddle there, it starts to be everywhere as you walk along, and it's just plain wet grass, like a flooded field after a rainstorm that just is waterlogged.
Too much clay.
And you trudge through and you carry on. Can everybody make me a survival check, please? Group survival check.
Yeah.
4.
14.
Oh, by the gods. They are not listening. 5.
Beat me.
Oh god.
Okay.
I mean, it's an average of 9, I think. But
How did Fiona roll?
yeah.
Rolls
You
a
need to
20.
roll Fiona. I'll
Yay.
roll for Fiona. Fiona rolled a 14. So 2 14s, a 4, and a 5.
Better than before.
From 20 out of, well, yeah, 19 out of a possible 80.
Still better than before.
Luck, make me. What's your passive perception again?
22.
22. Okay, you don't even need to roll for this.
Eh.
There was a large rocky outcropping that you remember passing about 90 minutes ago. There's another one coming up. It looks eerily familiar.
I'm bloody lost.
Guys,
Yes?
either we are very lost, or this rock keeps repeating itself.
Is it a magic rock?
I'm not sure.
You're the magic man, Nick Nack. Is it a
Um,
magic rock?
How far away is this magic rock?
About 25, 30 feet ahead.
I'm
Just a
gonna-
cluster of rocks, like an outcrop. A small ridge, similar to one that you camped upon.
I will throw my returning dart at it to see if it like goes through it, or if it's an illusion or anything like that.
It goes, and then
So
you
not
catch
a
it.
magic rock.
Oh, it's a sleeping magic rock.
It would help. High ground. See, Luck, could you do me a favour?
Yes.
Could you fly up and try and get above the fog?
It's only for a minute.
No luck's better. A minute's worth of looking is worth than no luck.
Okay.
Can I send links to accompany and protect Luck?
Okay.
Give me a bit of space. They're not small.
Far away.
Yeah. I do need to remind myself what it's called every time, sorry.
I know you can fly, and this fog is fucking us up.
Yeah. It's really a shame it's only 4 minutes. That the only thing I'm really bothered with
Yeah, you
the
can
new
learn to fly
Asimov
eventually.
thing. 1 minute is just too small. Ow.
It's long enough to stop you dying from falling off of things.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
no, but
you are enfin, je crois. C'est pas juste. Je suis désolée, c'est pas juste. Sorry.
she's speaking celestial again.
Anyway,
So describe what happens as your celestial wings unfurl.
as I use my celestial revelation and I'm choosing my wings, you have basically two bright white wings that spread out of Locke's back. And on each of the two last rows of feathers, you have one row that has the tip golden, and the row just above is silvered. Yes, it does represent her worshipping the two goddesses.
Carry on.
And yeah, and she takes flight.
And you take flight, and you soar up into the air. You fly up 60 feet. Thick fog. Fly up another 60 feet. Fog starts to thin. Fly up another 60 feet. And you burst through a cloud top. And the sun becomes brighter, and you see a blue sky. And you come up above the fog, and as you look out, you can see what looks almost like over the groundlands be a rolling sea of white mist and fog, like clouds touching the earth.
Yeah.
Spread out below you. You turn around and you can see the canopies of the airwood behind you out in the distance. You see the rolling hill where the forest ends and climbs up towards Carthic Mountains out in the distance. You turn out ahead of you, and the fog goes on and on. You can see the crest of trees and another forest further off to the northeast. And make me a perception check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. Off to the east, you see what appear to be spires of buildings and towers poking through the top of this cloud, of this fog. And you look up into the sky and you see the sun up as the midday sun approaches. Make me a... You can either make me a survival check or make me a straight up intelligence check.
I'm not that smart, so I'm going to use survival. With reason, that's a nat fucking 2025.
Okay.
Yo.
As the day approaches midday and the sun is high in the sky, it is easier to get turned around. When the sun isn't at a lower axis, indicating west and east, when it's high up in the sky, it's easy to get turned around and get confused about which direction you're actually traveling. And you are certain at this point that you have just gone round in a circle. And that outcropping looked eerily familiar because it's the same outcropping you walked in a circle and drifted off path and came back round. But from this vantage point, you can kind of realign where you are. And with an Act 20, I will say that when you descend back down to the ground, you will be able to gauge your bearings of what true direction you need to follow over the next few hours as the sun begins to move more to the west. You can easily gauge your direction better moving forward.
She's not going to get back down just yet.
Okay, you only have a minute.
I only have a minute.
Less than
Yeah,
that
but she
now.
can stay up there for 50 seconds until we all freak.
Yeah. So she's doesn't have Luck doesn't have a lot of time in the air. She doesn't fly much. She hasn't flown in a couple of years now. So while she still can, she's taken in every sensation of flying as she can. She's going to bow to the sun, do a couple of tricks, a couple of twirls, just a couple of
Touching
seconds.
her wings.
Yeah. When she feels that her celestial blood is unfortunately running out of time for this nice little trick, this very
As you
small
flap
piece
your-
of freedom.
As you flap your wings and as time runs out, you start to see feathers.
Yeah.
Fluttering down from you with each flap of your wings. The feathers start to molt until the wings start to get thinner and
Yeah.
thinner,
She's going to
and you feel
look.
more strength. And
Yeah.
you have to use more strength to keep yourself aloft.
She's going to look at the time, look at the sun one last time, and just whisper in celestial. Thank you. She's going to stop flopping, keeping her strength for until she can fly and
Dive.
basically like kind of like an Avenger kind of land, but
Yeah, you peregrine
controlled.
falcon it.
Yeah.
You do a superhero that day.
Yeah.
None of us see because you're in the fog.
Wings unfurled as you come down to the ground.
I can just imagine the wings unfurl, the fog just go.
Create some air resistance as you land back down on the ground.
There we go. So,
Oh, that was
exactly how
impressive.
lost are we?
You two
Good having one of
spoke-
them around. Told
You
you.
just spoke at the same time. I didn't hear anything.
I was talking to her, to them, to be perfectly honest.
Well, that was impressive.
It's good having one around, isn't it?
I can't say I've ever met one before. I don't know why I went Scottish then. I forgot. That's not the character. Can't say I've ever met one before.
Yeah. Well,
I've
I can
ever
only
met
do
the
that.
one.
I can only do that once a day. So, and I've been in the air in years. So, thank you. A bit of freedom once in a while. So,
But the
We've
stories are
been-
true then.
what?
The ASMR, they're losing their power.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's what they're freaking out, and that's also why I left. Because we're being a bunch of pricks.
Okay. That's
Yes,
kind of
as-
scary.
Scary.
Well, yeah.
How so?
Well, the ASMR are the ones that, well, they're the divine protectors. When there's great evils and
Fiona.
things in the world, they're the ones that come and fix things.
No.
Fiona.
If they're losing their powers, then
Isn't this what your family stuff is all about?
yeah, but
Yep.
this power that we're creating, the technology my parents, my family, we've developed is to help homes and make life simpler, not going to protect us from the evils of this world, from monsters and dragons.
No, yeah, it can.
Darling, let me tell you something. Asimar are the protector of nothing but themselves. And I've
So-
learned this truth the very hard way.
Also, I would like to add one thing. I fought with her before. She's got power enough.
Yeah, because I know how to fight and how to defend myself, not because my quote unquote powers were gifted to me by.
As
The
you're having this
goddesses.
conversation, feathers drift down from the sky, landing all around you. White, silver, Gold feathers, just
I pick up one of the feathers.
from your unfurled wings.
No, but imagine an arrow fletched with an angel's feather. That's got to do something.
So, when you say that we are the protectors of evil and everything, I have to stop you right here, because the people that actually stop evil and everything are people like you. They're just people that are trying to survive, and when they need to survive, they do what they must do. What's necessary. You don't need us. Our power is running out only because we are, well, because of the consequences of the Artemis actions. An entire valley is the consequence of Artemis folly.
Well then,
They're all a bunch
I
of
would-
ruddy knobs.
I would probably keep that information to yourself, because I don't think some people would treat you kindly, especially those that are more faithful.
Why do you think I don't want you to tell them magic and I'm an Artemis?
As I said, I think it's best you keep it to yourself when we get to River Point.
Exactly.
Also, if we do encounter any of the mountain folk, I doubt we will this far south. You should probably, I don't know, crouch, hide in the back a little bit. Do anything but make yourself appear to be Athena.
Who would like to dye my hair when we
If
get
they
to the
found
mist?
out the Asima were losing their powers, well, I think we'd all have a hard time if they decided to leave Avaleth.
Yeah. Also, by the way, we were walking in circles. East is this way.
Oh,
I walk that way and keep doing the stab, 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 stab.
does
Yeah.
Nick Nack have a compass?
I had a look. No.
Okay,
I
just wondered.
potentially have. I potentially have stuff I can make one.
Just wondered, as the artificer, whether this entire time they've been walking in the wrong direction. And Nick Nack just happened to
I did
compass
have a
and-
look. I don't, but I do have nails, so I could, in theory, make one.
Okay. Would Nick Nack have done that?
Um,
Or would he have just been following the group?
True, you just need an
I was quite
electro
happily following the group, so you know.
Okay, cool.
As
good
you
to
find
know,
out
just
we're
good to know.
lost, you make a compass and go that way.
So what do you stop for lunch? I might make a compass.
Yeah, still too busy just chewing on your on your snake jerky. Uh,
Um,
so we carry on. Can
I
this
see
time
Nick Nack sort of having his book and doodling in it while walking, which is why he has such terrible perceptions. Because he's
always got his head in a book? Uh,
I just
As
rolled
you-
terribly.
Do you
as you
roll?
walk
Sorry.
along, can we all make wisdom survival checks, please, with advantage this time due to luck, continual nat 20 providing support to the whole group.
Yeah. 24.
Okay.
15.
I got a
24.
10. I wasn't rolling with advantage because I'm quite oblivious.
I didn't
No, you
realise
can
it
roll
made
with
it different.
advantage because of luck nat 20.
Just imagine like Nick Nack trying to go to
11.
direction, and I've just
11.
looked like,
11, 15, and 24. That'll be enough for now. You
I can
carry
just
on.
Fiona?
imagine what we're helping.
Three.
I would.
Oh,
Celia?
no,
yes,
2. Oh,
Celia,
yes.
please repeat what you said about Nick Nat because it was quite good and I don't think everyone heard.
I said that I think Nick Nack was trying to go in a direction, and like every time he does that, you just have to look like
yeah, you just
that way.
Guide him
Grabs him
back.
by the head and aims him in the right direction.
That's fine with Nick Nack, you know, yeah.
nudging his shoulder slightly so he continues to walk, not still looking. Right. So we carry on for a little bit longer. Probably another 2 hours go by.
Can I speak with Fiona?
You certainly can. Fiona's there, trudging away.
You okay, Fiona?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just wanted to check in after last night.
I mean, if anything, I'm actually rather excited to be going home now.
Good. Good.
Had some
Didn't want
time
to
to
cause you
think
any
and
trouble.
running around in
Like
the
to
cold and the wet.
apologise.
No, you didn't cause trouble. If anything, you all saved me from trouble.
From trouble that we brought in.
Well, nobody could have known.
True. I didn't know goblins could do that. That's
Neither
new.
did I. I'm learning a lot about goblins this last few days.
Too.
And Asimar, by the sound of it.
Oh, that's the only asthma I ever found.
Really?
Yeah. Most of the others were all hoity-toity, shouty people.
Well,
She's the only one who's had a conversation more than 2 sentences at me.
I remember a long time ago we had a troop of Asimar soldiers come through the town.
Really?
They were going off into the hills to deal with some kind of, well, some people said it was a big beast that was raiding up at High Point. And then some people were saying it was a dragon that was up in the mountains that the mountain folk were having trouble with. But whatever it was, they came on through.
Did they come back?
No, not that I know of. They might not have come back this way.
Not the best sign.
Well, they all seemed very well equipped and mighty, as my warriors go.
True. They might have just came back a different way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being home. I'm looking forward to being dry. and
Sorry this
warm.
is taking so long. Stab.
Do
Stab.
you want me to
Yeah.
dry? To dry you? I have a spell for that.
I miss Leora mostly.
Oh.
I should never
Clo-
have run away without speaking to her.
No, I suppose you're in for quite the shouting, yeah.
Oh, you have no idea. Not so much Leora that I'm afraid of.
I
Oh,
always felt it's easier to just take the shouting.
Well, did you want to run away with her?
I don't think we need to do any more running away. I think if we get married or not, we should still stay in River Point.
Okay.
If she loves you, she will take you back.
I've no doubt about that. It's just I don't want her to think that at the first sign of trouble, my first instinct is to run away.
No, it's not the best impression,
Then I
is it?
suggest you to have a long and sentimental discussion. Open heart, open mind, everything.
I hope so. She might need some time when we first get back. Guessing when I get home, the doors might be locked. But I'll give her whatever space she needs.
I'm sure she'll forgive you.
I'm
Oh,
sure
she
she will
will.
too. Anyway,
Never speak in absolutes. Just
Ellie,
stab, stab, stab. Yeah?
You
Only a rogue
continue-
could figure out a way to get through a marsh by stabbing it.
you continue on and stabbing and blosh. Everyone mind that way kind of thing, and you guide
Yeah.
everybody a little bit more to the left and splosh. Everybody back over, you guide, and you continue this as you go along. And as you move along, you suddenly hear a voice in your head. Harushi!
Do you do it?
Whooshy.
Hello. Back in my head.
Hmm. That's all you hear for now.
Look,
Mm,
if you're paying attention, while they're doing that, they think out loud, and then a big smile happens that goes a little too far, and they continue.
Locke is going to slap you on the shoulder. Be careful. God damn it.
I'm happy.
Why?
I think I'm going to meet a cousin.
A what?
Cousin.
Oh. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Neither.
Can I meet them?
I don't think it'd be the best idea.
I'm
It
curious.
could be fun.
Yeah, my point.
Yeah. Make sure Fiona's back home before we start that nonsense.
Yeah. What are we going to meet exactly?
Nix's.
The water fairies?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think one of them
As
just
we
said
carry
hello.
on, Knick-Knack, you also hear a voice echoing in your mind. Ooh-aga, ooh-aga, ooh-aga.
Hello?
I just look at Knick-Knack saying hello to thin air and then just smile still. I think they're here.
Here.
They're nearby. They're enough to talk. We talk up here.
Oh dear. Do we have a rite of passage?
I haven't spoken to one of them yet, have we?
Hello?
Were you calling, Knick-Knack?
Um, the, I don't know.
Ellie, what does Alak mean?
No,
Oh,
they're saying hello.
okay.
I don't hear anything. Is this?
Look, as you say that, you hear a voice in your head going, "Love you, Joe. Love you, Joe.
What?
Love you, Joe."
They're calling you our angel.
Ah.
She's calling you a half angel.
No, it's just Luke has said that in a very high-pitched voice, and
Yeah,
I
Nix's.
cannot
They're
hear
about
it.
3 feet tall and they sing.
No, that's the thing. With his mic, I cannot hear anything.
Yeah,
It's so saturated.
I am looking at getting a new one. Don't worry.
It's so saturated. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. My fault. I need to get a new headset.
Okay, now
And you
I
carry
hear.
on for a little while, every now and again, hearing these words sang into your ears.
The next time I hear the words in my head, I say back, Arrowinshi. River Fairy.
Yeah.
Do they want lunch? We can stop for lunch. I can make lunch.
I wouldn't suggest it.
Why?
Food means a lot.
Yeah.
We're planning on making a deal?
No, I was going to make lunch. Hello? Do you want to come to lunch?
I say out loud, very loud. I say out loud, like nearly shout it. Hello, Naira. I invite them to lunch.
Okay.
I don't think he was
Make me a
supposed to say that.
persuasion check.
I don't think he was supposed to say that out loud.
I did. Do I
Yeah,
get
but
to help?
I'm effectively adding the "there's a fairy here too" part. Knick-Knack asks if he can help.
I was inviting them to lunch too.
Let me find persuasion. My apologies. Luke,
Hmm.
what do you say about Knick-Knack helping?
Yeah, sure.
$27.
Okay.
I'm a good talker. It's my
But you
purpose.
are.
Eokron, Eokron, Eokron.
What are they saying?
I think they're saying yes.
Yeah, prod. I don't know what that means.
I can't remember myself off the top of my head.
Please, because
Please say
Like-
that in your normal speaking voice so we can hear it.
Eokron.
Eeyuk is pay.
Knick-Knack.
Yeah.
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Four.
Bad at wisdom.
Unless it's a charmy thing, and then I get
Extra shit.
advantage.
It isn't
Are they casting
charm.
charm person?
No.
It's to avoid or end the charm condition.
So no, it isn't a charmed condition, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
As you are talking to Ellie, your sentence cuts off midway, and as you speak the words and you expel air out of your lungs and you go to breathe in, you can't breathe. You suddenly feel like you're suffocating, like you're underwater.
Ellie.
um,
Not following the rules yet. That's what I said. We shouldn't stop following.
You are currently suffocating.
I'm,
Cannot breathe.
but it feels like my lungs are full of water.
It feels like you're drowning, but there is no water. You feel
Also,
you
fairies,
can't
they're
breathe.
fuckers.
Um,
They won't fuck with fairies, but
I'm gonna. I'm gonna sort of try and climb onto Robo-Zoom and sort of try and hang upside down to let any if they manage to fill my lungs full of water to see if that will while I'm coughing and
You
spluttering and
Robonism grabs you and is hanging you upside down and shaking you. Everyone, as the moments pass, you start to see Knick-Knack's face start to turn. Well, the bits of it that are visible from the dirt and grime, that are usually that dark green color, start to seem to go a tinge of blue.
why?
Shit. Knick-Knack.
Run,
Water.
run, run.
Knick-Knack in the water. Now.
have we got water near us?
You're standing in water. You're standing in 2 inches of water everywhere, and sometimes it's a bit deeper depending on where Ellie has been plunging her bow.
I'm gonna try and remember the last deeper bit and jump in that.
You jump in.
Yeah.
Okay, you dive into the water. And while you are not damaged, you feel as if something healed you. And you can suddenly breathe. Even though you are surrounded with water, you fight the urge and you go to inhale while you're underwater and you let the water fill your lungs. And suddenly you can breathe underwater. And you sit there and you blink in the dark, murky waters. And you all watch as Knick-Knack has kind of rummaged around on the ground and found a deeper part and like kind of just plunged their head, and you just see their whole body flop into it and submerge itself into the water, and they're not coming back up.
Right. I think this Nixie is inviting us into her home. Jack,
Never trust a fairy.
you
Never trust a fairy.
she's going to whisper to Ellie like, but I trust you, so
You fucking shouldn't.
you said it out loud?
Yeah. So I trust you though. You fucking shouldn't.
Yeah, but I still do.
All the fool for you.
I may be a fool, but I'm a fool that at least understands you and protects you. What was that thing about favors and fairies?
That is one thing I don't think I can pay back.
Hmm.
And I have, and I haven't. It's an ongoing process.
As long as you have my back, I will have yours. It's fine.
Knick-Knack?
Iya itaya, iya itaya, iya itaya. Luck, make me a wisdom saving throw.
I knew it. $19.
Yep, you can. You just feel the air get thicker as you breathe for a moment. Like the air became almost moist, like water, like you were sucking in water, and then it stopped, and you breathe normally.
I think she tried to do the same thing to me just now.
Invitation is an invitation. They don't tend to lie. You've got to get them to speak plainly. Fiona,
Yeah.
would you like to have lunch with the Nixies?
Um. Rather not.
Please speak louder, Luke.
Rather not.
You keep an eye on Fiona?
I will stay here with the horse if that's okay.
I really wouldn't want to leave you on your own, though.
I'm not on my own. Everyone is not going to stay with me, right?
Luck? Would you like to stay with Fiona?
I can try, but if this Nix's magic gets me, I won't have a choice.
Ellie, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I don't.
You don't. You choose to fail.
I choose to fail.
You suddenly cannot breathe.
I
As
jump
you
in the
exhale
water.
air from your last sentence, and you can't breathe in air.
Yeah.
And
I
you submerge
feel
yourself
it
into the
coming,
water. You jump into
hold
the
my
same
breath,
spot,
and jump in.
and you jump in and take in water into your lungs, and you can breathe underwater. And The water is dark and murky, and you are submerged. And look, you stand there with Robotism, the horse, and Fiona. Can you make me another wisdom saving throw?
Ah, okay. Ooh, that's a 12.
You start to feel a tightness in your chest, and breathing becomes heavier and heavier.
Oh
You
shit.
can't breathe at all.
Like I tap Fiona on the shoulder, like,
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay here. I promise.
and
Please come back. Please come back.
I give her 3 of my feathers, 1 white, 1 silver, 1 golden.
Okay.
She jumps in the water.
Okay. As you are all under the water, you feel warm water emerged around you. You felt like it would be cold, but it's not. And you feel almost as though the current pulling through this space. But you manage to stay roughly where you are, like as you tread water while underwater. You look down below you and it is dark. Can't see how deep this water flows.
I would be thinking.
Because of all the
The weight that is
weight,
knick-knack.
everything that he carries.
He does carry a lot of shit. I don't think Knick-Knack's very, comfortable with large bodies of water.
Okay.
So
Knick-Knack begins to descend into the darkness. You can all see each other currently as light shines through from the
Okay.
top. And however, you start to see Knick-Knack
I drop Ellie
and deeper
and
into
just
the
be
dark.
Misk now that I'm in the water.
Okay.
Can we talk?
Probably. Probably.
In your head, Misk, you hear
Really can't work out what you're saying through your mic. I'm really sorry.
Serene. Serene. And yeah, Knick-Knack, you think further into the darkness.
I tried.
Bastards. He
What did
called
it say?
It's a little bit of an insult. They called me out. Means truth.
Ah.
They basically went, "You're not lying anymore, are you?" And I'm like, "Fuck no. I wasn't going to do that here."
Lies aren't just verbal.
Block is trying to grab on Knick-Knack and trying to make him wait a tiny bit. Wait
He's
for
just
everyone.
thinking like a stone in water. Like as you're sitting here, like deliberating what that meant. Like Knick-Knack is just disappearing into the darkness below.
I just grab Knick-Knack and start kicking.
Okay. Yeah. Banahi, Banahi, Banahi. Stay out.
Saying.
Blessed. He's holy person. Effectively.
Oh.
They're calling us out.
She's trying to respond in her head, like, so are you going to invite us in? That wouldn't be very polite if you just leave us on the porch.
You are already inside.
Oh,
Ne elo na aira. Effectively, truce.
You accepted the invitation. You didn't die.
right.
Oh, you're making me homesick. Imagine a group of people when viciousness makes you feel homesick.
Right. So, would our dear host appear to us?
You start to see things flicking about in the water on the edge of the darkness and then swirling below and then back into the darkness.
I'm gonna pull out some snake jerky and like sort of, sprinkle it into the water, fish foodie style.
Really quickly, you see like dark, small things flicking about in the water, and as the jerky just disappears, the bubbles just.
Ah, well, looks like you like snake.
Are we going to have a conversation?
Depends what one has to say.
My friends wanted to meet the Nixies.
No one wants to meet the Nixies. One just meets the Nixies.
Well, I do wanted to meet you as soon as I learned that you were around. Namely, I want to understand.
I say it again, but I put a little bit of emphasis on the words, and I say it plainly. My friends wanted to meet the Nixies.
You see bubbles coming up from below you in the darkness.
We don't lie when we speak plainly. There's no about it. I'm me. I'm not lying anymore. As if they've come across one of us before. Odds are.
We opened the door. You welcomed in. You jumped in. Come speak. Come treat. Come eat.
Is down.
Down, 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 down.
I kick further down.
Yeah. She's going to let herself sink. Like, whoosh.
You sink down further into the darkness. Light dissipates from the shimmering
As I
waters
sink
above
further
you.
down, I start to look more and more aquatic, and I start looking more like an otter instead of a cat. As I just down.
I think, oh God, they would glow. Faintly, but they would glow.
Yeah, you'd be like that scene in Tangled.
Yeah.
As you go down into the darkness, you feel the water still around you. It's an eerie sensation. You can't see. It is dark. Even with dark vision, it is still a grey nothingness.
It's murky. It's not just dark.
Spread down, yes. It's like whenever you have goggles and you go underwater, it's impossible.
I don't have dark vision.
It's it is. There is nothing to see down
Can
here.
I light up links? So can I have the red and blue flashy lights?
Did Lynx come down with you?
Well, I kind of figure that unless Lynx is actively doing stuff, he kind of sits in a pocket.
Okay. And you rummage through your pockets and you let out Lynx. Remind me, did you do what you wanted to do with Lynx?
No, well, as in no, we discussed it, but like, we would need to do it in the morning, and I had completely forgotten, so we haven't done it. So
Retroactively, did you want to do it or not?
I think there was probably
I would
some
say at some point you would have had time this morning to do it. if you were
I
going
think
to.
there's probably more discussion planned, so I will probably not have done it this morning.
Okay.
Because otherwise you'd have to somehow get it off of Luck. And I don't think she's going to share.
Yeah, because I have it, and I'm not
Yeah.
giving to any of you.
Okay. All right then. Conversation table for another time.
I wanted it too. For my own things.
Everybody wants the corrupt, dark, weird magic rock, and that they don't know what it does. Uh,
I want to know what it does.
No, we know what
That's
it
what's
does.
annoying me.
Teach you to more of it.
And as you sit in this darkness, you start to see tiny little yellow eyes here in the dark. 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's at least a dozen little beady yellow eyes staring out like little yellow balls of gel, no pupils, like just shining little beads of gold peering through the darkness. And sometimes like some wavy and black shit are like drifting in front of them. Where do you
Friends.
go?
River Point. We're having trouble with the marshes.
Oh, wow. Do you want to go to River Point?
Take a friend to River Point, and also they have honey.
Friend?
Yes.
You have a friend?
Well. She's travelling with us for now. We want to take her home.
So not a friend.
I'm friendly.
Why call friend if not a friend?
Because she has the same rights she has the same right to us as we do to you. We
We're
ate
not
together.
friends. You're just guests.
We ate
Maybe
together.
friends.
We fought together. I say that's as close to friends as Alak can be.
Stranger. Maybe.
Why don't we not be strangers? You can call me Ellie.
You lie.
I didn't lie.
You're not Ellie.
You can call me Ellie.
Ellie doesn't exist. Ellie isn't real.
I left Ellie up there. True,
Can we all
being
understand this?
honest.
Yeah, they're speaking
Speaking
in
common.
common. And it's all in your head.
Guess my name is Misk. Pol Nahirniv.
Finally, telling the truth.
You know our rule. We don't like giving our names.
Must mean you trust us.
Trust is for trust. What's yours? At least the one I'm talking to.
You want to get to River Point. You want to get there without drowning.
That wasn't fun.
We let you get to River Point. But you must do something for us.
There's no need to say that. It always is.
Price of passage. You want to get to River Point. Once you get to River Point, if you want to leave River Point, then you must get to River Point and do something for us.
What do you want?
We want our water. We want it clean.
Clean.
Clean the river.
Sorry, I just have visions of like sort of this, caked on stuff just drifting away, this sort of oily murkiness drifting away from the
What happens to
Yeah.
the water?
Why is it not clean?
Because of them. Because of her. The one you travel with. Not friend.
You mean the thing that is turning in the water?
Mm. A big metal wheel. The Alak. What they make. The
You wanna-
Fuataluth spins. Hold on. Makes waters unclean.
There's iron in the turbine. It's hurting them.
Our domain, our home.
So you're saying you just need to make it out of something different than metal?
They poison. They kill. They corrupt our water. If they don't, we corrupt their water.
They make Niv. Poison.
The Alak up above. You take
Help
them
with
back to
that.
River Point. We let her go. We let her free. She left. Why is she coming back?
A binding of families. A wedding is near. A Mion must be said.
Mion.
Promise is a promise. Even for the Alak.
Fiat. You may take her back to River Point. It's split around, replies, thinking, going out, reappearing, in all the darkness around you.
I'm sorry. Can I see you?
Why?
I'm curious.
From right up to your face, suddenly two
Just
big
fucking
golden
appear.
eyes right appear at your face. And in the light shining from the eyes, you see the form
Of
of
Nixes.
a Nixie. You see long, little webbed hands with scaly amphibious skin,
Like a
long feet with 4 or 5 long, slender toes, webbed, and
like a
long,
gnome.
seaweed-like long black hair going across the face, of golden eyes, stubby little nose, and 2 little teeth peeking out.
Somewhere
Almost like,
between a goblin, a gnome, and a frog.
yeah, essentially. Like a very small, like a pixie, but
Yeah.
aquatic and
Aquatic.
When you say pixie, do you
leathery
mean
like a
pixie
frog
or
thing.
gnome?
Like a
little,
pixie.
little.
Like a
Yeah,
pixie.
little.
Tiny. We're talking a small little pale creature, like with smooth
Meal.
green like steel skin with like goldish like scales similar to that of a toad or a frog,
Little tiny things.
but with like seaweed black like hair.
And I think in this moment, you see Locke in absolute awe. She's smiling. Goddesses, you're beautiful.
Goddesses? What about goddesses?
Oh,
Means
No
the ladies.
goddesses here.
no, it's a matter of speech. I'm sorry.
She means the ladies. Summer and winter. That's what they call them here.
No winter here. Water not frozen. Water free running.
I know, it's still summer yet. I mean not to bring winter.
And I meant what I said. You're beautiful.
Beauty is temporary. Beauty fades. Beauty is not real, not true.
I look at the Nixie and go, not the beauty in there, and I poke it in the chest.
And just floats around. And see other lights, little dim eyes flashing, swirling around you.
Oh, well done. You scared her away.
Scare them, I don't think it's the same one talking each time.
She has me on. Do we have me on? Toulouse must be destroyed. Waters must be clean. Amalek must be punished.
As one comes in, I shrink myself to about their size.
They must yuck.
So I'm like Misk but tiny, and I just hold out my hand. Meon. We get rid of the iron.
See these webbed fingers reach out.
I'm furry.
Yeah. And it clasps around your wrist, and you feel sharp claws drag along your arm, cutting your flesh open, and the blood seeps into the water around. And the blood kind of forms around their arm and seeps into this amphibious-like skin, like osmosis happening with your blood.
What colour is Misk's blood?
Yeah.
Just
One would
paler.
think it would be white.
True.
You tell me. Whatever colour it is, it leaks into the water and then
It's a
into
little silver.
the next day.
It's a little silver. Like a pale grey.
Polka hair. Slan. And as they say that, they all into the darkness, and each of you,
I go, Slan. We need to go.
and as you say that, each of you suddenly stops being able to breathe underwater.
Like
And
I
you
start
doing
kicking.
like, and you suddenly
I
like,
get bigger and grab Knick Knack and start kicking
and
like my life
and
depends
you
on it.
feel like your lungs like just tightening as you're like coughing up the water from your lungs in the air, so your lungs are contracting, and you're almost like
Yeah, I know.
immediately there's no you've taken on water. There is literally no air in you left. You
Luke,
have a short moment to try and get back to the surface.
as I say Slan, I get big again and I grab both of them and start kicking because I knew what that meant.
Yep.
Like,
Okay.
fuck that shit. I have 8 strength. You will have to swim. I'm just trying to
Okay.
get the point across. Just move.
That's all right.
Now, before they drown. Before we drown. The
I have a good-
invitation has been
I have a
left.
good constitution, but the thing is, as you drag, yeah, you drag like away a tiny bit, but as you let go, she just looks back down, bows a bit, and swim up.
And you launch yourselves up through the water, swim and you swim and you swim, and you suddenly you pierce through the darkness. You see the shimmering of the water up ahead, and you emerge and you burst through from the water and you grab onto the sodden, wet clumps of soil and clay and rocks, and you pull yourself back out and you
I don't.
splutter in your cough, and water comes out of your lungs as you drag yourself and roll onto your back, looking up and taking what feels like the first breath of air in a long time.
As I step out of the water, the parts of me that comes out first turn human.
Yeah,
Like,
and the
what
furry
touches the
paws
air
come out,
turns normal.
and then
It's like,
skin, and then you pull out more skin and more skin and more skin, and then you come out in your Ellie again.
We have a job.
And you just see Fiona just sat there looking at you all and just like,
What
you
did you
okay?
see?
What do you mean?
Good. The Nixies are upset.
Very.
I've never known a Nixie not to be upset. It's kind of in their nature.
Yeah, but you're
I know you're
using
killing them.
What?
You're killing them.
the metal. It's poison to them.
What do gnomes still know of the Fae?
Not very much.
Iron burns them. You put it in the river. They're very angry.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, well,
Damn fuckers nearly drowned us because of it.
yeah. They are not happy at all.
can they
And
not
if
go further upriver? Can they not go away?
They live. They
No.
are technically the river. They're as much the river as the water is.
How does that make sense?
They're fairies. It doesn't have to.
yeah. Also, if you don't fix this mistake,
The water will not be good for you the same way it isn't for them. They're threatening to poison the river.
yeah.
Oh,
I'd rather have a peaceful ending to that.
You may find that there's more of a problem than you think,
why?
because aren't you like upstream in High Point,
Yeah.
and you've got lots of wheels in the water there?
River
Yeah.
Point is the main problem, though. For now.
Well, there's lots of wheels up in High Point, and then everything down is gonna get like ironed.
Oh God. Oh God, this is.
Why do people not know of she no more?
I don't
It's
know.
exhausting.
Well, aren't they meant to be in their own realm, their own plane anyway? What are they doing here?
They are the river.
They sort of are the river.
Why
If
can't
there
they
is
just
no
go back
Nixie,
to...
there is no river.
That can't be true.
It's magic.
The world's a lot more magic if you listen to it. The grass talks if you listen to it.
No, that's
Can't
a
imagine
strange
grass
thing.
has much to say.
They have memories, turns out.
Yeah.
Old memories.
Oh,
Grass talks.
I don't even want to talk about dryads because that's another whole topic.
Aerids. Aerids are grass. Dryads are just trees.
Yeah, but still. I think we should get back to the city and quickly.
But my father won't take kindly to this. He'd rather kill them than stop this.
If you kill them, the
If
river
you kill
will
them,
die.
the river will die. They're part of the river. It's like killing all the seaweed. It'll just wreck it. They're part of the ecosystem. Plus, if you keep putting iron in the river, you'll eventually leach iron into the river and it'll kill the fish too.
That's true.
You ever wondered why they tend to make water
We've
wheels out of wood?
tested. We tested. We made sure that we weren't putting the poisonous alloys into the water. We wanted to make sure that the water was still clean to drink. We tested
for
these things
you.
over and over again.
For
What?
you.
Gnomes, not fae.
My dear, let me tell you something. You are trying to make a world where you don't need magic. Turns out you live in a world where some magic is needed to survive.
Well, they're not even really magic. They just are. It's like being angry at the fish for swimming.
True enough, but you have to take into consideration a lot of things. Those wheels are great. What you're trying to make is absolutely amazing.
I suggest you build them from wood.
Yeah, that would be better.
You know how long it would take to disassemble and rebuild? How much coin that would
They will
take?
kill the town.
We could have a
from
chat
their
with
river.
Aileron and see if they can like sort of change the metal to something other metal.
Oh,
Or
you
just
mean
make it hot and not cold iron. Why are you building them out of cold iron?
I don't know what cold iron is.
It's an alloy of iron. It burns most of them.
Ellie? Calm down.
It
But we need to get
bloody
this
hurts
thing.
them.
I
I'm
mean,
aware.
certain sections of it don't require.
We need to get this
Some
thing.
parts of it can just be used with raw metal. It doesn't require.
Forging.
No.
I don't mean to sound rude.
But then surely it would just rust and like corrode and stuff.
Yeah, that, and you aren't exactly being considerate to entities that live in your surroundings.
Well, we didn't know about it when we did we?
Well,
Well,
you
you could have known
surely
it
you
now.
knew about Nixes.
We knew about Nixies, but we didn't know it was going to hurt them.
Well,
And to be honest, even if we did know it was going to hurt them, we'd probably have still done it anyway because fucking Nixies.
What's wrong with Nixies?
What's right with Nixies? They're mean and horrible creatures.
You keep putting iron in the water, it burns.
They drown fucking children.
Yeah, they do that.
but at the same time, they bring you the water
They
that you
don't
need to
entirely-
live.
They don't entirely know their children. They just consider it trespassing.
That's worse, isn't it?
They're this big. They still consider it a fair fight if it's a child or not. Good
I better
lord.
think of a better way to bring this up to my father, because if he finds out about this, he would rather see them all die than
Then
do
you
his
will lose the
work.
river.
Try telling him that.
Oh,
How do you even know that would happen? This isn't their realm.
it is.
It is.
It's every creature's realm.
Like shouting about the fact that the deer are causing problems, saying it's not theirs. Bloody hell, they were here too. Also, did you ever thought of chatting?
I mean, chatting.
They speak common.
Or parley, so
They've
to
never
speak.
spoken to us.
Because you never bothered to try to communicate, to try to understand from
I
what
don't
I'm
think they
hearing.
would be worth having a conversation with. Why would
Everything
we want to
is.
have a talk with a creature that kills children and lures people to their death in promises of treasure and love and lust and gold? And I don't know, maybe I'm getting confused with other creatures here. I'm not sure. But
What I'm hearing is that you created both of those towns on their territory, and they were gracious enough to let you as of now. But now, you do know this means potentially war.
my point has been gnomes and a gnomish city for centuries.
And
There was a
Predating the
before you.
Ascension War.
they don't. Time is meaningless. They're sheep.
I mean, time is meaningless. It would be
They do
meaningless
not
to
age.
them, but
They
for
don't really age. The
Well, that-
Nixie we talked to probably was here since before the fucking gods.
well, if they've got all the time in the world, they can go and find another fucking river.
You
Find
won't have
another
a
you.
river.
Saying find another river is sort of like saying find a new you. They are part of the river.
They are the river, from what I understand.
They're part of the river. They're part of the ecosystem. Without one, the rest would fucking ruin it.
It
It will
rains,
die.
water comes down, it goes into the mountains, the water comes down the mountains and creates a river. How has that got anything to do with weird little frogs?
How much do you have to
Oh,
despise
bloody hell.
magic and creatures born of magic to say that?
There are parts
I'm
of the
despised.
world that
I
is
don't
not
trust.
physics.
To me, it sounds like they're just trying to fool you into doing their bidding. They don't want us there, so they're trying to get rid of us in any way that they see fit.
No, they're trying to make you change so you can coexist.
How are we going
I-
to coexist if we can't do things? We can't develop. Constantly,
Try.
we create technology and we're not allowed to use it because of a fucking nixie.
Unless you might have if you make it so it's not gonna rust and corrode and like become useless in
Poison the
like a short
water.
period of time, you might be able to get them to like power it even more.
Imagine having the river on your side for once.
Yeah.
Can't control Faye.
It is the easiest thing on earth.
How?
Talk to the fucking things. A
They
promise
only
amongst
talk
them
to
is
you if they
binding.
want to talk to you. They've never wanted to talk to us.
Yeah, because they consider
Oh,
you
fuck's sake.
assassins.
Don't say this to anyone else. Mi elo na aira.
What the hell does that mean?
Truce. It's how you start the conversation.
Great.
It's practically we want to talk. Let's have a chat.
Well, if I can't say that to anyone else, how are we ever meant to figure that out?
Because they don't like having tricks told everywhere. The fact that I know it's stupid enough.
The fact that I know is stupid, also.
Well, what did you want me to do? Let you fucking drown? I'm just glad they didn't eat the fucking horse.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks
Look.
for the snake.
Yeah. Look, we should get to the city and we gonna have to do what I do best. Diplomacy. This was
I need to get in
literally
touch
what
with family.
was raised to do.
I need to get in touch with family.
Oh, this is going to be a problem, isn't it?
Well, if they're part of summer, hope to God they haven't told one of their ladies.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. No, this is going
There
to
are
be...
bigger things than Nixes.
This is a mess. This is a gigantic mess. Diplomatic mess. And let's get to the city, shall we? This way.
Isn't it that way?
No.
Are you sure?
Roll between the two of you.
Survival?
No, just roll me a d20, both of you.
Okay. 15.
I rolled an 18.
Ellie, you stalwartedly believe that Knick-Knack is correct.
Fiona.
You both point in opposite directions.
Fiona.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I'm gonna have to start. I think we might have to get in touch with family.
You have family in River Point?
I might. It's big. It's a big town.
Shall we go? Come on. Chop chop.
Knick-Knack spending all his time trying to get the water out of his ears.
I wish there were more. I wish Drew had stayed over here.
Why? So we could have another war?
Druids. They're the ones who knew how to talk to to Fae.
Or when they went all over back to the Feywild, why didn't they take all of those things with them?
Because they're
Things.
part of the ecosystem.
Seems
It's
a little
like-
bit grumpy at the thought.
I know.
like-
World isn't just science. It's amazing.
And while I know magic is diminishing because we are being punished, let's be honest, there's still traces of magic and magic left that has rules that you have to sometimes begrudgingly obey if you want to even survive. It's like this whole world is one person, and you're asking your body to basically rip a part of itself, a part that is so important that you didn't know was important. And if you get rid of it later on, you're going to get sick. And you're going to ask yourself why. And you're going to ask yourself if it's something else, if it's because of this thing that you have put away, is it because of the goddesses? You're going to start being irrational. And with irrationality comes fear and chaos.
All I know is that since I've met you, while you have all been very protective and obviously capable at dealing with danger, you've also been very dismissive. You all seem to have it figured out. You know what the world's like, the purpose of magic and the
Don't-
goddesses and science, and you seem to have an answer for everything, but you don't seem to have any evidence. You just seem to know what you know, and I'm meant to blindly trust you all.
Do you want
Well,
evidence?
my father is going to take a little bit more convincing than stories and
Okay. Fiona, do you have any of the iron with you?
no.
No. No.
I
Ellie,
can
no.
tell them how much it fucking burns.
No. Don't.
If it proves a damned point and helps the Nixies.
It's going to hurt you.
And I just put my hand up where the big scratch marks are now and go,
Do you want some grease for that?
Make me an
No.
investigation check,
Who?
Ellie. As you hold up your arm and you're looking at the scratches, roll me an investigation check.
12.
Well, they're not just scratches.
It's a promise.
There's words.
What's it say? Don't forget it's not an entire thesaurus.
That's right. It's not in your list. It says Nithral. Nythtral.
Say that again, please.
Nythtral.
YCH.
I'll copy and paste it.
Sorry.
No, it's all
My
good.
head's all over the place. Where are you going to copy and paste it, Luke?
Just into the Zoom chat. There you go.
Do I recognise what it means?
Make me a history check.
No, I don't. 8.
Not at this time.
I concentrate on it and try and make it go away.
You stand up for a while. You're all sodden.
Luke,
You all take off cloaks and wrench them out and try and get as much water off you as possible.
Luck, could you dry us out?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like being immediately in a sauna and like steam just pours off of your clothes, and you stand there and it's almost as if you
Luke,
just dry standing still. Yeah.
I try and make the Nithril go away.
How?
I can change my form. If I can give myself anything else, I think I can at least hide scars.
I don't think
Okay.
it's going to work.
But I'm testing.
As you change form,
I just changed this. I don't.
you change the arm. Scratched into your arm, no matter what form you take, what skin, what scales, what fur takes its place, carved into your arm.
Yep.
This
Promises
arm.
are binding.
It's Ellie.
It's gonna hurt until it's done.
But I cannot, in good conscience, I cannot let you get harm.
Already am. More
Yeah.
ways than one.
I am not giving you either my sickle or my daggers to prove a
Your
point.
sickle and your daggers aren't iron. They're steel. There's a difference.
Fiona, why are the wheels not made of steel?
Well, there's no need.
What do
Making
you-
steel is an expensive and long process. Iron works just as well.
Why are
Yeah,
they made of
It's
metal
only
in the
used in the
first?
bolts and the joints. It's mostly wood. We do use forged iron. I don't understand why they would assume that we don't.
Ellie, it's forged iron. Surely it doesn't work.
They called it what it is, and they don't lie.
Then something else must be up.
There's some other reason why the iron's in the water. Want me to find out? If it bloody gets hot, I know it's what it is.
There's something wrong here.
Does your dad like Nixies?
I don't know anybody in River Point that likes Nixies.
Does your dad hate Nixies?
I don't know. I've never really asked them. Gave me lots of warnings and tales as there was a child going up, when I'm playing around the river. You hear voices, you hear singing, promises of song and music and dance and treats. Don't
You said they
expect
drowned children.
Rivers drown children. It's not always the Nixies.
Does anyone like involved in the making of the wheels like lost any children to the Nixies?
I don't know.
I think I need to go and have a look at your wheel.
You're more than welcome to come and there's two. There's the prototype, it's a small one, it's on the East River. A cathode. And then
I miss home.
there's the new one. Much bigger. The one that is meant to generate power for the entire town. Well, that one's on the cathode.
Okay, we need to go.
No walking.
And I'm going to start heading off.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1, so I got
Splosh.
5.
You take a step forward and you immediately splosh into another pond. Robin
I
is
get my
quickly
butt.
just runs in, grabs you by the
Okay.
neck and pulls you and drags you out on your back. Are they going to leave us alone?
We have passage to River Point. We paid for it in Snake.
Okay, make me a deception check.
Why? He's not lying.
That's not what it's been paid for.
No, the snake was to have the conversation.
Snake was stranger's right.
The snake was to have the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
$28.
Or remind me to keep some snake jerky in my pockets more often when I travel along the wetlands.
Also, there's a reason why I smiled when I found out who you were marrying. Honey. Honey damn near always works.
Oh,
And bribe any damn shoe with honey.
good to know.
I want it.
Maybe that's why they like River Point.
How often
All
do you
of them.
throw honey in the water?
Oh,
They don't leave the river very often.
how often is a bad batch of mead made and poured into the river? I don't have to check with the meadery.
Also, when Nixies want you to talk to them, they don't talk outside of the water, so they let you talk. They let you breathe water.
That's not fun.
No,
Trouble is, you don't breathe air anymore.
and also why I handed you the feathers. If we didn't make it out, well, you had the feathers of an ASMR.
Thank you, but I'm still trying to figure out why.
Cole, I'd say it's a bragging gift.
Oh, well, they are pretty.
Yeah.
I can't imagine many people have these. I can't imagine many ASMR give them out for free.
None of them does.
Well, let's make the most of the rest of the
Yeah.
daylight.
Yeah.
As we joke that, I just take one out from inside my coat and be like, just put it away and be like, they do come in handy.
You know
Well,
you can keep it. I would have given you a feather anyway.
might be worth a collection one day.
It was in case they wouldn't let us out.
Yeah. They like feathers.
They like shiny things.
Oh, well, you should take more of my golden and silver ones.
They're like children that way. Keys.
Right, everybody make me a wisdom survival with advantage, please,
Okay.
as we carry along our journey.
22.
15.
60.
Okay, good. We carry on, make good pace as the day goes on,
They're like
slogging your
children
way
that way. Shiny.
through the wetlands. And as you continue, the fog starts to clear and the sun starts to lower as you get into the later part of the afternoon. And as you
Look.
continue on, as the fog clears, out in the distance, you can see the walls of River Point. You see spires of buildings peeking over the walls. You see two great bridges. One really large bridge to the north that crosses the main river Carth. And you see further down the south along the Carth, and you see a smaller bridge that crosses over the river into the walls of River Point. You're probably just shy of a day's journey away. A bit too far to travel with what daylight you have left.
Get ready to camp then, I suppose.
I mean, do you
But
think if
tomorrow you'll reach River Point.
if we push a tiny bit during the night, can we arrive there?
It's a good 12 hours away.
Okay.
It's about 5 or 6 at this point now. You would have to walk through the night, and you'd be getting there about dawn
Yeah, no,
with a level
camp.
of exhaustion.
Let's camp.
I don't want to be hanging around iron with a level of exhaustion on me.
No.
Where are we going to camp, folks, in this sodden wetland?
I mean, we're going to find somewhere mostly dry, I think.
I don't think
Okay.
it's going to be anywhere mostly dry.
One can dream.
You carry on walking for a couple hours more while there's daylight left. Look, can you make me some perception checks, please?
A what?
In fact, you can all make me some perception checks.
Perception. 22.
22. Gosh,
6.
you're rolling well. 6,
I
8.
rolled terribly.
8. Luck. While walking for the next couple of hours, you notice track. Deep, heavy set track, ongoing. Like 2 thick lines rolling through the soil and the mud. Like those of large spoked wheels. And you look off into the distance, and probably not too far ahead, maybe about 500 feet ahead of you, you see a large cart. Bigger than just like a normal horse-drawn carriage. This is long-distance traveling carts. You've seen these before. Giant wheels. These wheels are probably about 15 feet high and about 5 feet wide. And they carry large carts through difficult terrain, and they go long distances, and big merchant caravans usually use them. And you see one heading on its way towards River Point, and it has little torches flickering in the distance on its sides, on the back. Can't see from this position what's pulling it. You see a caravan further on ahead.
I hope it's Pamela.
He's going to run a tiny bit and try to get their attention. Hello?
Bundling on,
Oh dear.
rattling. You probably think at this distance that the noise of the wheels and trudging through the soil and the water probably whoever is in charge of this vehicle probably can't hear you.
He's going to trot, trying to catch on the person.
Okay. Are you following the track?
Yeah, I mean it's good.
Okay. Are you going to come up alongside it? Are you following behind it? How are you approaching this?
She's going to go, still calling and running alongside it.
So as you come up alongside, this cart is massive. It's almost like like a monster truck of a car. These wheels are they're massive, they're huge, large, big spokes. It's got thick, big treads that pull their way through the mud. As you look closer at these wheels, you see they're like as they attach to this cart, there's like cogs, large wooden cogs that are turning along the inside, and large mud flaps. This isn't just your basic cart. There's a lot of engineering that has gone into this for long journeys.
Hello?
You hear a boom, boom, and you
Howdy.
hear a large grunting noise, like guttural and bestial. And you see from behind, you see what looks like to be a large, like auroch, pulling this creature, no, pulling this large cart. It's about 30, 40 feet long, with two of these large wheels at each end. And this cart itself is like cylindrical on top before it becomes rectangular with these wheels on. And as these large auroch creatures at the front, like grunt and guttural, you hear clunking sounds, and you see the cogs turning and shifting as the wheels start to slow and come to a halt.
Hi. Sorry to bother. Are you going to River Point?
You hear, and you see a large wooden like trapdoor come out across the top. And you see two little ears pop up at the top first. And like at first they're facing forward, and then one like twitches to the side. And then you just see two like feline eyes poking over the top. And you see the back of his head peering over.
Oh, this is adorable. Hi.
Who's asking?
Well, someone was a bit lost. Well, my group and I is. Ah.
Not a good place to be lost in these waters.
No, but are you going to River Point?
Yes.
All right. Well, would you be so kind to bring us there? I mean, we had a bad encounter with Nixes, so.
Nixies. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to keep clear of them. Bit of fire does the trick. I don't like fire.
Can I insight that, please?
Yeah, sure, roll me an insight.
Because that's alarm bells going off. 17.
17. Seems to be relatively. He believes fire, like, towards Nixies
Fire will
away.
set off anything that's part nature.
What's in it for me?
Well, we bring someone important from the town that got lost a couple of days ago. Don't know, could be considered as savior. Or someone that help bring back the little princess.
I'm going to need something a little bit more up front. Not the promise of a potential reward of bringing somebody who might be important.
Might be. Oh
They
dear.
have big green eyes staring through. The sun's starting to get lower in the sky. This mottled fur of a light sandy colour with black speckles through it. The head's only just about visible, peering over the top through this trapdoor.
I'm assuming we've been wandering up. I'm just going to be like, "Oh, that looks cool," and I'm going to go straight underneath the cart and start looking and seeing how I think it works and the cogs and things.
Nick knock.
Just from behind, yeah. Just
Make me a stealth check.
a stealth check.
Ellie, is this one of your family?
Don't
16.
know yet. That's the fun of family.
Well, can you say your thing?
What's my name worth?
What did
Sorry,
they say?
Luke?
What's my name worth?
What?
What is my
What
name?
is
worth?
my name worth?
What is my name worth? Okay, sorry.
More than anything. It's your name.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's not
The
a
answer.
sheet.
Hmm. Tell you what. That horse looks pretty fine. 50 gold and your horse, and I'll get you to River Point.
50 gold is a bit.
25.
I don't have to take you anywhere. If you want to walk,
No, but
that's
25 is still better than nothing and a horse.
make me a perception check, a perception persuasion check.
Can I help?
You want.
How are you helping?
I mean, I was chatting them about a reward already, so I like to think I was doing some prep work.
Plus, what we're going to do with the horse when we get to River Point.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it? Sorry.
She was already part of the conversation,
Yeah.
effectively.
Okay.
I'm the one butting in.
Okay, you can roll.
From underneath the wagon, you think?
Yeah,
Is this tinkered? Is this
it is tinkered. You don't need to do a check.
28.
No, we'll see that this is tinkered. 28. Okay.
um uh, well, I kind of have heard this bit of this conversation. So could I do a tinker check?
Do
Because
what? What are you trying to discern?
well, I basically can I sort of pull a pin to stop a drivetrain type thing?
To what? Sorry.
So they quite often you have a pin going through to give it the ability to turn, so it will not lock in place. Basically, can I disable this wagon
Ooh. I mean,
in an easily repairable manner?
He's effectively asking, can I take the spark plugs out
Yeah.
so I can fix it and make it so she likes us?
you could make me a tinker tool check.
Because that's what you do, don't you? You take the spark plugs out and then offer to fix it and put the spark plugs
Yeah.
back.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just assume that normally you have a thing and you have a pin going through it, which
Yeah.
locks it in place.
I'm
and you
just-
pull the pin out and it would just spin in space.
Yeah.
I'm
so
speaking in in modern day terms.
I rolled a nat 20 for 27.
okay, you are confident that if you unbolted one of these cogs and just pulled the cog off, unlatching a lot of the bolts that hold it in place, that
Would it be possible to sort of slide it out of sync so it looks like it's there?
yeah, you could
but
do
doesn't
that.
engage?
But it's
Basically, I don't want it to
essentially-
be obvious.
This particular cog is in charge of the brake lock on this wheel, and with
You
it
just
out of
turned
sync,
off the brakes.
you know that you've locked the brake on. The wheel can no longer move because this cog would be needed to take the brake lock off, and because you've taken this cog off of kilter, it can't move to unlock the brake, and therefore the wheel is locked
Locked into place.
Um, as you're both standing there and you are bartering, you look alongside this long wooden carriage, as it so seems, and it's splattered with mud and it looks well travelled. But as you look along the side of it, you can see through the caked mud that there is a name written in fine, large painted calligraphy along the side, and it says the Tinker Train. And this tabaxi looks at you and he kind of narrows his eyes a little bit and he goes, 35.
Deal.
Right. You hear a, and you see part of, in between the two wheels, you see that literally this rectangular wooden wall like folds out from the top and folds outwards into stairs that until this wall literally comes clean off, and you are exposed to the interior of this section of this cart, which looks like a fine carriage on the inside, stacked with shelves and shelves of books and bottles and goods and crates and boxes, but showing a really nice, luxurious interior for traveling, of cushioned seats and nice, fine trim. Well then, get on board. Take your shoes off first, though, please. And you are presented with a nicely dressed tabaxi that I previously mentioned, with a few little chains hanging, and what seems to be almost like a pocket watch hanging on a tunic. Long, tall, leather strap kind of, not boots because his feet are present without boots on, but there's like long leather pantaloons that go all the way up along his legs. And he kind of stands there like prim and proper. There's like a rapier hanging from his belt. And there are other sections of this cart that you cannot see that haven't been exposed to you, but there seems to be a door at either end of this particular portion of the carriage that goes on. And you see small slits in the side of the carriage and certain windows and holes that you can't quite see into, but you're sure that there's a way of seeing out. Yeah.
I'm so scuttling round and going up the stairs.
Is this an ambush? He draws his sword and points down it towards ambush, towards Nick Nack.
Hi, I'm Nick Nack.
I'm sure you are. Draws puts his...
He builds things.
Yeah.
You might want to keep an eye. Like the brake lock gear is a little bit loose down there.
Is it now? Make me a persuasion check.
9.
Well, he rolled a 16 on inside, so you're okay on that one. Gorath! 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 And then you just go, and you hear it as another trapdoor opens further down on another section, and you see like this frizzy black hair kind of pop up, and you see the head of a dwarf looking up, and he's like, yes, yes. Apparently, we have a problem with one of the brakes.
The cog locks, the brake locks, cogs, a little bit loose.
Which wheel?
I'll show you, and I'll head back out.
Gorath, Yeah, yeah. And kind of clambers up on top, out on top of this trapdoor, comes down, and then jumps down from the top of the the cart, and literally like splooshes into the water and goes almost up to his waist, and kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, and pulls himself out, and you can see he's just got a thrown tool belt around his waist, all sorts of tools hanging from it, and
That's
one
quite a
of
good
an
design.
extra flap pop out with all the bits of tinkering tools, and he just scuttles and like trudges underneath, and he's just like,
I'll point out the one that
oh, that's unusual. That would have to be, and shoves it back in and cranks the bolts around it. It would take a lot of work to get that undone.
well, you don't seem to have much suspension on this thing.
He looks almost offended. What do you mean? Suspension. These have got the finest coils this side of the car.
The goblin looks at you and goes, I could do better.
These coils were founded in Erendor.
Would I know who would have done that in Erindor?
Make me a history check.
Uh, 10.
You remember somebody called Kayla, but you know that they work with metal. You, you don't know much more above the fact that you know that they're a talented smith and that they have been known to deal with machinery as well.
Did you get them from Kayla?
How do you know Kayla?
Because I'm from Erindor.
Oh, you know. Then you will know that this is the best suspension around. And I've maintained it for many a year.
We'll do some sketches for you later.
Whatever. Locks it back in place, spins the bolt, gets a bit of wrench, and then gets the smaller ones where there's like these needle like screws that have come loose as well. There we go, Wiz. We're back ready. And he clambers back around and like smacks on the side of one of the cart, a part of the cart, and you just see out of the wood a ladder kind of goes, and he climbs back up the ladder and then back up on
Did I
top.
try and climb up the ladder too?
As you jump and you climb back onto the ladder, as he hops off at the top, you kind of hear him stamp his foot. And as you're there, the ladder kind of starts to insert itself back into the wood as you're halfway up it, and you almost get your fingers trapped in it. Make me a quick either acrobatics or athletics check.
8.
It, yeah, it shoots in, and you almost get your fingers trapped, but you let go, and then you kind of just fall back into the water and the soil. You go, you don't take any damage, but
Knick-knack, what are you doing?
I was helping. They're like lock breaks.
Get
if he's
back
coming
here.
back on board, he needs a towel.
Oh, I can just heal it. I can just, like, Knick-knack is all clean.
Oh my god, Knick-knack is clean.
Oh god, oh god.
I'm sorry, you just did what now?
And also, you're not supposed to show magic to strangers.
His eyes suddenly just widen with, and roll me an insight check.
Yeah. 24?
Like taking a priceless artifact to a surveyor and a wealthy collector, you see this tabaxi's eyes widen and glisten as he feels like an opportunity has
Yeah.
arrived.
This happens.
onto him.
Ching! As the dollar signs appear
Yeah.
in front of his eyes.
Well, you must come right on board indeed then. Here, towels all around. Oh, well, you don't need to, do you? Right, drink, get yourselves comfortable, get on board, shoes off now.
Luke,
Yes.
Celia asked a question, and I want to see if I could figure out the answer.
Mhm.
She says, is there a chance they're family?
For you.
There's a main problem with having changeling families.
What's that?
Yeah. Sort of the main problem with having a changeling family, isn't it?
You don't know whether
Bloody
it's
well
family or
could
not.
be.
You don't know. But you do know that having a tabaxi form would be an odd form to take if you were trying
That
to
wouldn't
blend
blend in at all.
No. Tabaxi stand out quite a bit in this part of the world.
That's my thought. I just wanted to make sure we spoke it out loud.
Yeah.
To help the thought.
No,
If he's
you're
a
right.
changeling, he's doing a very bad job of it.
Unless he's hiding in plain sight, making himself very suspicious, which then somebody wouldn't accuse him of trying to hide if he was being very overt. Anyway,
I take the marble out when he's not looking.
okay. What do you do?
Does it
then?
react to them?
It's still that color of violet.
True.
and
It'd have to be in
purple as
somebody
you
else's
hold it.
hands. 'Cause
I'm
otherwise
going to-
I'd set it off.
Do you want me to?
I don't really want to give it to somebody else, to be perfectly honest.
What are we all doing? Are we all climbing aboard?
Yeah.
I'm getting on, getting Robo to Zoom, Fiona. Do you guys want some snake?
Snake.
Yeah.
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 We
Snake
killed a
jerky.
giant snake and
Did
Then
you
we-
now?
Yeah.
Well, I
Shot
can't
it.
wait to hear all about that.
And 3 cockatrices.
Yeah.
It's like you see it's like the grin couldn't even get any wider, and the whiskers kind of just extend,
Yeah.
and eyebrows ascend.
You all of a sudden, Luke has this moment of, oh, that's where he got the smile from. I saw the smile and something else.
I'll hold up.
Well, you must regale me with your journey. It sounds quite eventful. I don't have to deal with such things quite often, as my mode of transport is rather. Welcome aboard! And as you climb the steps and you kind of perch on the top step and take off muddy boots, there's two almost like cushioned benches either side, and some he pulls a little like castled rope, and from underneath these benches come these little boxes you put your shoes in, and as you put your shoes in, he pulls the rope again, and they go back into the benches. It's like this is the most like decked out like RV / camper van for like difficult terrain, traveling large distances in fashion.
Does he have any kind of reaction about Robo Nazoo?
Yes, I don't. Sorry, I always forget about
And Link.
Yeah, but Lynx is small and could like sort of sit in my pocket.
Hide.
As you all come up one by one, and then his attention comes to Robonism. Well, you don't see one of those every day.
Yeah, I do.
Where did you acquire such a thing?
He made it.
Did you now?
Yeah.
You must be a rather talented goblin. Don't come across many of those in my travels, that's for sure.
That's Robo Nazoo. That's the
Robo
Zoom.
Nazum. Oh yes, and trapped the back in his inert
Tree
kind of
form.
tree form in Nazum. Well, you are some strange bedfellows, aren't you indeed? Gorath, yes, right. Just open the chute at the back. Bring on the livestock and the plants. Store them securely. Yes, Bob. And you hear like a lot of thudding, and you hear something like harshly hit the ground out the back, and the
So,
horse trots around the side, being led by Gorath onto the rear of the cart, and then you hear,
good sir, are you an artificer?
"My artifice, good lady, not at all. No, I am one of the how can I put this? I am a prestigious traveller, a collector, a tinkerer of oddities, and trader of the unknown."
Jack,
You weren't really supposed to hear. I effectively, I was, you know, when you said, "Are they family?" and I was arguing whether or not to check. Not fucking checking.
Yeah.
No way am I even hinting at this person that I might be from a different dimension.
so
Fuck that shit.
you regale yourself in tales and discoveries.
Yes, and make a short profit along the way.
I see.
Speaking of that, I hand them 35 gold.
Thank you very much. And immediately, just like, are you holding out on me?
Count.
No.
Feels like 34.
Count it if you must.
And he does. He stops at one particular coin. Oh, my friend, you were robbed, I'm afraid. This particular gold coin happens quite a lot with gold that passes hands through cities quite referently. People will peel the coin and shave it off, melt down the shavings, and over time they generate themselves more and more gold. Here you have a 3/4 piece of gold coin. This is worth 7.5 silver. You owe me 2 silver and 5 copper.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, sure.
I don't trust this guy.
Trust them at all.
Not 2027. Jeez.
Bullshit.
As he flicks the gold coins around in his fingers, in between his claws, you look at his eyes, the way his whiskers twitch, the way his nose like vibrates, and the gold glints in his eyes. This tabaxi is
All of it.
obsessed with gold. It is his bread and butter. It is his profession. It is not just something that he wants more of.
It's an addiction.
Yes, it's like a gambler being ready to play for the next hand. As that coin flicks around in his fingers, and you are confident that they have spent so much time with gold in their hand that you're confident they're telling the truth.
They're telling the truth.
Yeah.
She's going to look at Ellie and give her a short nod.
I give her the rest. My apologies.
That's right, you won't know. Much better. Scales never lie. Unless someone's using mage hand, and then they definitely lie. But on this particular occasion, they don't.
Now, because I'm bad at maths, how much do I take off?
Just take off the 35 gold. I'm not going to haggle you for that. That was just flavor.
I still have a pouch of 300 gold on myself, by the way.
Okay.
How on earth do you have 300 gold?
It's our soldier
Give
pay.
it to me.
It was our soldier pay.
Yeah.
Well, we could always go halvesies. It's up to you.
I still have it for now. We haven't discussed splitting or anything. And to
How-
be honest,
Took it away.
Lot doesn't trust Knick-Knack with money.
You really shouldn't trust Ellie with money either, but that's metagaming.
How fast does this thing go?
How fast can this thing go? Well, it depends on what's pulling it at the time and whether I have it on manual, or whether I have it on assisted driving. But to answer your question, it can go very fast.
Okay. So how long is it going to take us to get to River Point?
Well, I'm not in any particular rush, but we should be there by morning.
So not very fast at all.
If one wishes to be safe and follow the correct path in these lands set out for me, then I would rather be safe than fast.
Well then, what do you want to hear first?
First of all, I would like to know how such a radiant creature such as yourself has fallen to the wetlands of River Point.
I wouldn't call myself radiant. I'm fortunate enough to be born with the traits that I have. But that stops to that.
Or what other adjective for those with divine blood should I use?
Sorry?
What other adjective for those with divine blood should I use?
Divine blood. That's a bit far-fetched.
Am I wrong?
It's a fantasy.
One that we appear to be living. Especially with the tricks that I just saw you do before you even boarded my vessel here. So,
Anyone can do magic.
spoken by somebody who can do magic, that is a very broad statement.
Oh, please. Knick-Knack can do magic. Ellie, I think, can do some weird shit sometimes.
I know tricks. I'm
Yeah.
no magic.
And I have found myself in present company being rather interesting.
I'm just an archer. As I fucking
And you,
stare
young lady,
daggers at Fiona.
what can you do? I can make an intricate plumbing system that would create hot water running through your home. Can you now?
She's the somebody important.
I see. You're a gearlock. I am. What brings you out here? She kind of looks weird, like straight, looks kind of cautiously at you all before she responds.
I think we did.
Why are you out here with her?
Because we're going to River Point. And she wants to go to River Point, and that was the way to go to River Point.
And she kind of ran away.
And Fiona's face kind of just falls at you mentioning that. Oh, I see. A runaway. Running away from what, may I ask?
Pressure? Yeah.
Like
I
think
just
she can
needed
talk for
a
herself.
break from my work.
You
Sometimes
know,
it can all get a little bit too intensive, and I just wanted to make sure I had a couple of days in the countryside to clear my head. Well, is it clear now? It is clearer on some matters than more than others. Hmm. Well then, what do you all seek in River Point?
Mead.
and a way
That's
to
Words
go.
have
entirely
never
honest.
been spoken. My larders are running empty. I mean to restock, and the mead is certainly some of the finest.
Honey Mead Passage.
Do you want some chicken? I cooked up a bean batch chicken last night.
Did you know? I wouldn't say no to trying a little meal.
I love how I said sort of. Was mean chicken.
He pulls the lever, pulls the cord, the wall, and suddenly you find yourself encased in this wooden, almost posh train cart, as it were. Small candlelight flickers, flames in bulbs of overhead lamps with kind of pearlescent green shades on. Um, it's very kind of Agatha Christie,
Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express vibes in here. And
I do
he
like it.
reaches back and finds like a wing back chair, and he sits back and crosses his legs and looks at you all and waits to be regaled about your tales of the last few days of travel.
I'll go rummaging through Romo and Azum's pack to like get all the leftovers and stuff. Start like popping it on the table.
You don't have any problems with eating horse, do you?
Horse can be a
Yes.
delicacy depending on what part of the world you are from.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally offend. The
Well,
daft
from the
fucker got
frozen
bit.
peaks of Alpori down to, well,
The daft
the
thing
winterlands
got
of
itself
Kara.
killed by a snake. Waste not, whatnot.
You're not attempting to serve me tainted meat, are you?
No, it wasn't poisonous. It was a constrictor.
Oh, I see. I hope you've deboned it thoroughly and then crushed the bones that can splinter into the meat.
I avoided that leg.
He reaches out for some of the chicken.
The chicken's more complicated.
It is a strange shade.
Knick-Knack calls it mean chicken. I call it cockatrice.
Cockatrice. Well,
Yeah.
you have been travelling about now, haven't you?
Knick-Knack gave me an option of a certain type of philosophy. If it tries to eat you, you're allowed to eat it back. I quite like the idea.
Not to be rude, I know you're just aborted, but I can't help but you have piqued my curiosity, and I do enjoy curiosities.
Are we underway yet?
Yeah, it started to trundle along, and you start to feel movement as it kind of rocks a little
I
bit.
think the
backwards and
dwarf's
forwards.
steering. If this thing doesn't steer its bleeding self.
Do you have anything to trade?
From
With
what
what?
we have given you and a couple of stories.
I mean, What's your opinion on cockatrice beaks?
What is my opinion on cockatrice beak?
Yes.
Well, I know that they have rather curious properties.
I take
would
out
say.
the beak with gloves on and I just knock it against some of the meat. Does it turn the meat to stone, by the way?
Yes, it does. Fascinating. I've heard stories, but I've never encountered one myself.
By the way, it only lasts a few hours.
I see. Could be a fascinating way to preserve food.
I thought that. I also
Yeah.
thought that maybe I could just stick it on the end of a knife, and the next time somebody annoys me, I could just make them a statue for a while.
Well, that could be very entertaining.
I will not
Yes.
recommend it. I fell victim of that thing.
Yeah, she just likes cockatrices.
I see. Well,
I don't mind birds, but those ones are just plain vicious.
What are you
Again.
willing to trade for anyway?
They're quite mean chickens.
well, when I see strange folks like yourselves wandering around together, and you have such strange stories, sometimes you have things worth trading other than stories.
But what
And
have
I
you got
collect
to
Cockatrice,
certain
trade?
things
giant
myself,
snake.
and maybe I have something of value that we could exchange.
And
Kind of-
for the cockatrice
He
beak,
uncrosses his legs and kind of leans forward a little bit, hands perched on his knees, fingers outstretched.
Oh,
Like a
Misk is
child
doing the
waiting
same
for
shit.
chocolate kind of thing, like
We have
excited
similar
for what he might
personalities of
present.
just, ooh, trade. Cool shit for cool shit. You come across anything good?
I have the odd thing.
What sort of things?
Well, for people like yourself, in exchange for that singular cockatrice beak, I have. And he looks across his shelves and he pulls that little drawer, looks at one, pops it back. No,
I think there was 3 altogether, wasn't there?
yeah,
Look back.
I still think we should keep at least one with us in case of doing cool things. What did everyone else think?
yeah, definitely.
Knick-knack? You're the cleverest. I think.
Can I borrow it for a sec?
We have 3. You can have one. I was effectively offering mine.
Can I has he got like cutlery on this table?
Yes,
Can I ping one of the knives with it, or the fork or something metallic?
against the beak.
Yeah,
Okay.
If it just does organics.
I don't
Nothing
know.
happened. Nothing happened.
Only works on organic substances.
Can I stick the fork in a bit of chicken and tap the chicken?
Yeah. What with the fork with the chicken?
With the
or
fork stuck in the chicken,
Yeah.
tap
If it spreads.
chicken with a beak. Because luck stuff turned to stone with her.
Yeah. Technically, it was a quip. I don't
What,
know whether
sorry?
a fork. It was a
He's
quip
effectively
belonging.
trying to.
I'm not
I'm
sure
equipping
I'm
a
not
chicken
sure whether the
drumstick.
dead piece of meat of chicken has a fork equipped.
If it's stabbed in it.
Does it technically spread?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say for this purpose, because this is really semantic and complex. You
Yeah,
tap
but
it, the
Luke,
chicken on the end of the fork turns to stone, and the fork doesn't.
he's an artificer. That's literally his job. He's trying to find the boundaries of how the item works.
Yeah. So he peers through some things. He takes out on a little desk in front of him. He pops a small little vial which looked like a clear liquid with iron filings that have sank to the bottom, and he gives it a shake, and they kind of lift up and swirl a little bit before sinking back down. And then he picks out a little drawer and he pulls out this long, what looks similar to a peacock feather, but it's got like purples and yellows in it. And then he takes out a small little like ring box and pops that down on the desk as well neatly. Oh, for one of those beasts,
Yes.
one of
What are they?
die for you to ask. So here, picks up the small little vial, which is like all the little iron filings at the bottom. This, when one is on the brink of death, this would allow a second chance. Not bring you back, as it were, say, but if you were to slip, you would be able to
Stabilize.
your soul would be able to hang on. So essentially, it is a potion of
Spare the dying.
9 lives. Grants a reroll on a failed saving throw once within an hour of consumption. Death saving throw or a regular saving throw.
Oh dear.
Grants a reroll on a failed saving throw once.
Oh,
within
if
an hour.
they're all cat themed, I'm gonna be so happy.
And you can choose which saving throw it failed. So, like, if you drink it, you can, like, if you fail the dexterity saving throw, it wouldn't automatically make it a success. You could still choose
It's
to
not the
fail
next
that
roll, it's your
and
choice.
save that for that succeeding roll. Yeah,
I
for
understand.
when you
that.
want it. Yeah, cool. The feather. So it's like a long, as I said, like almost like a peacock feather that's purple and yellow. And on the very end of the feather is like, like little jingle bells are tied around on a little whip. This a couple of different uses. It's said to calm feral beasts and also affect those who sleep and dream. Myself has never been affected, but maybe my dreams are. I'm going to place it down on the table. Yeah, so essentially it has an effect of like calm emotions on animals that seem to be frightened or angry or fearful. But it also has an influence on dreams of people who sleep nearby. And then he picks up a little, what looks like a ring box. Up and takes out what looks to be like a small little pearl. This is a nice, tricky little object. Picked it off of a light-fingered bastard who tried to rob me. Thought I wouldn't pick up on his charade. Kind of flicks it onto the table, and as it lands onto the table, it goes and turns into what, a loaf of bread.
Feed of nourishment.
No, actually, quite not. And as he pops his claws back down onto the bread kind of disappears and back into a bead. And flicks it again and turns into a
Illusion.
portrait. Exactly, my dear.
Oh, that would be.
I'm gonna get my little laser pointer out and like basically do
Do the same.
well, no, I'm gonna basically turn the entire wall into a big window looking out onto sort of, the seafront of like Erindor.
You are talented.
Told you, it acts good with magic.
Yes, but
It's a
this
good
can
fun.
last an hour. How long can you maintain your little charade?
Have
I get bored,
something a
really.
little more magic.
Something more magic. Or something like that. I'm going to need something a little bit more useful than a dead bird beat.
You any good with potions?
I have a collection. I don't make them myself. I collect. Trade. I barter.
How about, would you like a bit of the luck of the cat? As I smile.
You're trying to be funny.
Well, you have a potion of 9 lives. I thought it would work.
Touche.
I apologize on their behalf.
It's
But
funny.
you see what I deal every day with.
I offer her one of the catsup potions. Or him. I can't remember the gender of
Him.
this particular caravan person.
What does it do?
Literally. It increases your dexterity. Makes you more feline, I suppose.
I see.
Bit of a downside to it, though. Let me get it up. Made from the whiskers of a cat, brewed by themselves, catsup sorely sought after by kind adventurers. Profitable skill. When you drink the potion of feline curiosity and agility, venture for better or for worse. Under the potion's effects, you have advantage on dexterity, stealth, sleight of hand, and intelligence investigation, wisdom perception checks. You have disadvantage, but you have disadvantage on saving throws against being charmed. If you fail a
Oops, sorry.
dexterity sleight of hand check, you have disadvantage on saving throws for a minute. It lasts, though. To be honest, you're never quite sure how long they last. Usually lasts for at least a couple of hours.
Maybe. Picks up the 3 that you had and he pops them back. Picks out a book, opens the book, which turns out to be a false book. And there's a jar inside and pops that down. Closes that down. Yeah, will do. Slides something out from the top shelf and pops it down. This here is a memory jar. Simple clay jar with a cork stopper. When opened, it plays back a vivid memory stored by whoever. You can store a memory in the jar, and you can experience it. When
Very
it's
useful.
open, you can re-experience that memory.
That'd be a way that I could show Fiona what
As
Iron
if you
Dust
were
Affair is.
there again. Like it transports your mind, and you're there, and you re-witness the memory. But remember, it's in memory. Memories
So
are influence. Memory
if
doesn't
a
necessarily mean
wizard,
reality.
if a wizard stores the memory of him learning his spells,
Mm.
can he relive the memory of learning his spells so he learns the spells again?
If he was to forget a spell and then wanted to remember how to do that spell again and that he had known from years before, yes, certainly. I would expect so.
You have something
But
for
it's very vivid. It's almost like you're in the room with. If you're more of a voyeur, it might be the thing for you. Pops it on the side. This one picks it up. A small little chipped brass harmonica. Got this off a goblin. Similar to yourself, however not as talented. When played, it's eerily off tune. But a tune that might be eerie to us of our realm can be attractive to those of another. Fairies seem to like what it plays, but you might not like what you get. Bit of a gamble.
Do you have anything for protection?
Protection. Let me have a look.
Namely, I'm not the most well. I dabbed in a little bit of magic, but from afar. So when enemies do come up to me, I tend to get hit a lot.
Hmm. Right, takes out a small little ledger and flips through. You
I
have
try and look
something,
over his shoulder.
but it depends on what the price you might be willing to pay. That's
Knick-knack.
inside. Takes out a typewriter. Holds a small, like little egg timer hourglass in his hand. Has like a crack down one side.
Do you want me to fix that?
No, definitely not.
It looks broken.
I can assure you it is far from broken. Pushes it across to you.
May I?
Yeah. As you flip it over and the hand runs, everything around you distorts and slows and swirls in like as if movement was blurring. And you blink and you come back to, you certainly may. And he pops the hourglass in front of you.
It rewinds time.
Only momentarily. About 6 seconds. If you were to experience a grave or someone was to get the drop on you, you could undo it. You're very fragile, so wouldn't use it more than once a day.
I see. But I do
It's
like to have.
untested. It might not be effective against everything.
So I do like to have choices. So, do you have something else?
You're not happy with what I have to offer.
It is intriguing, but at the same time, I feel like you're holding out to me. Holding out something, and well, I'm curious.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
But I think less it to make a tremendous wedding present.
It's a 10.
Does the same thing happen each time, though?
I
Yes.
have shown you multiple wares of mine, and yet you have not brought anything else to the table. So unfortunately, no. The rest of my catalogue is currently closed.
Like,
Picks the hourglass back up.
I want the jar. The jar or the pearl?
No.
Hmm.
I mean, I do have a plate with me.
As the cart rolls over something really large.
Oh dear. I don't think you're the type to appreciate armor.
As I said, the rest of my catalogue is currently closed. What do you have to offer?
Oh, silver fern silver.
Hmm. You've
I
been
was
to
a guard for
Silverfern.
them once upon a time.
I lived there
Did you know?
Yeah.
6 years.
I still think I have my old cloak. I go through my bag and I put my cloak on the
Robo
table.
Zoom has like tattooing in Silverfern silver.
Silverfern.
Yeah, my old cloak.
So when the sun sets, that will glow.
Yes, usually.
Hmm.
Turn
Open a
off the
window.
light and you will see.
I
Open a
must say I
window.
don't have any Silverfern silver in my collection.
Why don't you open a window? It'll glow. It's my old cloak.
There's like a little crystal ball on a shelf and you twist it. And you see the panels start rolling back on the ceiling. And then it's like a cloth being pulled. The night sky becomes visible up above. And your cloak and robinism start to glow as the first stars start to appear in the sky and the first glint of the moon is available. Well, that is interesting.
You can always get the silver out if you don't like it in a cloak. Although, as far as I understand, it's quite difficult.
It's okay to work with, but if you make a mistake, you have to start again. You can't just like fix it.
True.
Mm.
Do you want something particular?
Quite priceless.
You want protection.
Luck wants protection.
So far, what have you got?
Who is he pointing to?
You.
I keep offering things to pay for your thing, and they're wondering why.
Ellie keeps most of the thing that we have worn. I do have a plate on myself, but like I said, I'm not sure you would be up for the offer.
I might not want armor, but somebody ideal. As I said, I'm open to all sorts of things.
It's quite expensive. It's plate.
Plate armor. Is that what you
Yeah.
have to offer?
Yes, I do
Anything
have it.
different?
Come now. It's from Silverfern. Yeah, and I get out the plate armor that we took from the fight.
Stole off of Corbyn's corpse.
No, it was in a box, I think.
I don't remember.
Oh, I thought we'd nicked it off of Corbyn. My apologies.
Make me a persuasion check.
Help.
Yeah, you can. I can bonus action help anybody. It's why I was doing most of the talking, because, it's me. But, you're doing the talking now.
I have high charisma, okay?
Not as high as me.
I have a 20. Thank you very
I've got a
much.
+9.
Expertise.
Yeah.
Roll
17. 17.
17.
See?
No, that was the first roll. 17 was the first roll.
Okay.
You have a talky good fairy. You never use them.
And the second roll?
Da, 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 da. Give me a second. Well, I thought that was advantage.
I thought, oh, was the 17 at advantage?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said that was the first roll.
yeah.
Yeah,
17
the
was the
second one was
first roll.
worst.
Yeah.
Oh, the second roll was worse.
Mm.
I see. How much silver fern silver have you got?
Knick-knack.
Yeah.
I've put in. I'm running out of things. Do you have any more of that silver fern silver?
I haven't finished like Robo Zoom.
Oh, yeah, true.
How much? So I currently have.
I've put in all my expensive things.
So I
And
have
she doesn't
I
want my
have
things
7
anymore.
of the cloaks, and I've been stripping silver from it to tattoo Robo Zoom to try and match Zoom's silver fern tattoos to Robo Zoom's tattoos. How much of that have I A used and B think I'm going to need?
What are you trying to achieve?
I just want Robo Zoom to look more like Zoom. So where Zoom has silver fern patterns, I want Robo Zoom to have them too.
Okay. I mean, with currently what Nizum has, you probably only need about 3 cloaks worth to do that.
Okay. Well, I can make you something if you really want. If you like want a silver fern ring or a like.
Well, what silver? I'm still waiting to see how much silver you have. See what's worth my.
So that would leave 4 cloaks worth. So what do I think I could make out of 4 cloaks worth of silver?
Oh, don't you worry about making me anything. I'm perfectly capable of sourcing that myself. So you have 4 of these cloaks. You
5.
have 1 of those cloaks. So 5 cloaks in total. There's enough embroidery in there to make it worth some time. Eyes look up and down.
By the way, DM, the plate, because the cost is actually on the thing, is 1,500 gold
Okay.
Worth.
worth.
Right. Very well. I am convinced. All those cloaks and the plate. Takes out the typewriter again. The roof goes back over. The candles dim. And you see a portrait hanging on a wall. And it's got like a spread of angel wings on the wall. And the longer you look at it, the more 3D it becomes. He reaches over and he grabs a half fistful of feathers and he pulls. And as he pulls out, a flowing feathered cloak of pure white with iridescent streaks of blue and gold. And the feathers seem to shimmer as if they were still attached to something that was alive. I got this a long time ago. From one of your kin. Sadly, they are no longer with.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, don't worry, not by any means of mine. Similar to yourself, I consider something, and this was what I was given in return. They called it the mantle of the Seraphim. It grants resistance to divine attack, radiant damage of sorts. And you seem capable with magic. Well, not once per day, it will allow you to deflect certain blows, shield yourself. You'd also get a bit of advantage on saving yourself from certain things, whether you had to be more dexterous or strong or constitute. Also have a bit of advantage about getting frightened. It bolsters you against fear. However, be wary. The mantle surrounds noble purpose. Noble purpose.
Hmm.
You use it for selfish or malicious reasons, it may refute you, cause you damage and itself damage. This is
Of
what I
course.
offer.
She is going to look to Ellie and Nick like, and just point. Like she wants that one.
Heck, you're paying for it.
I just picked these up. I was making stuff with it. But, you know, you want them, it's fine.
You got enough to do what you want to do.
What do I want to do? I got 3 that I can use to do Robo Zoom.
Good.
Unless it spreads, and then it's going to be trickier.
We can always get more.
Out of interest, is Luck wearing the counselor's dress yet?
The what?
The counselor's
Counselor's
dress.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
But yeah, I will go into Robo Zoom's pack and pull out 4 bundles of cloaks.
There is one other thing I have, but it's up to you.
What do you have else?
You said,
Huh?
you said you wanted protection.
Yes.
Do you have anything made of chrysalis?
Chrysalis.
Yeah. The aurora metal.
A crystallis.
Crystallis. Oh, crystallis. Okay.
He just pulls out the book. Oh yeah, that's how you say that.
Crystallis has been sanctioned by the Council of Erendor. Anybody in Seraphis seen to be carrying or shipping said stuff is meant to be reported. So
But that doesn't stop.
officially, no. I am not carrying any Crystallis.
Legally, no.
Pulls out a small drawer. Inside the drawer, there's a smaller drawer. Inside that drawer, there's a smaller drawer. And inside that drawer, there's a fourth bottom. And pulls that up. Takes out a small little box and gets neat little tweezers. Is this what you mean?
I'll have a look.
Passes it over to you. Be very careful. It's incredibly.
I will pull out my little jeweler's goggle thingies and have a look. Apparently, it is shimmering in translucent metal.
It shimmers. It's crystal-like. Translucent? Hard to tell in the light.
So is the roof still retracted? Can I see the moon?
No, the roof's gone back across at this point.
Okay.
You could always just do like a light behind it and see if it like sees through.
Yeah, well, I was going to do that with the moon.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you said he's got like little flickery
Twizzly
lampy
on.
things.
Hmm?
That you said he's got like little lamps.
Yeah, there's lamps. Like,
Could I kind of try and take off the green cover so I can actually see the light through it
yeah, sure.
to sort of see if I can see if it looks. Basically, I've had a bookish description of this stuff, and now I may or may not have some of it in my hand. So,
Make me an investigation check.
knick-knack investigation. 25.
This looks to be crystallis.
And it's just a nugget of it.
A very small piece of it, yeah. Having this carries a very hefty fine or a short stint in prison, if you're lucky.
Thank God you don't have any.
Exactly. It would be crazy enough to carry that stuff. Have to be a collector. Pop it back in the box. Closes it. Now, there was one other thing I wish to show you. You said protection. Takes out like a chain of a ring. This looks like a silver band that seems like black and cracked all over. It's rough and unpolished. Almost looks like stone itself. This grants the wearer resistance to physical damage. Somebody would beat you and stab you and slash at you for about a minute. Once per day. Also passively hardens that angelically palely golden skin of yours. It makes you a little bit harder to hit. However, every time you use that each day, you might feel a bit of tightness. Might be a little bit less nimble until you have a good rest at least.
Oh my God, you're gonna get turned to stone again.
So essentially, it grants the wearer resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for 1 minute, once per day. The ring also passively hardens the wearer's skin, granting +1 bonus to AC. However, each activation temporarily stiffens the wearer's muscles, reducing their dexterity until they complete a long rest.
How many times can you use it a day?
Once.
So it only does it once until you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get a +1 to your AC. For a minute, you get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a minute. But once you use it, you then get a negative to your dexterity until you have a long rest.
How big a negative?
-2.
Yeah.
-2 to dexterity for a +1 to AC for like one fight.
No, the +1 is the +1 all the time.
+1's all the time. But it only triggers once you've used it. If
Okay.
you wear the ring and don't activate the ability, you don't get the +1 to AC. The resistance to the damage is only for a minute, but the +1 to the AC is all day.
Once
But
it's
then
been
you-
but
activated.
you get the negative then. But you only get the positive once you activate it.
Not a good thing in my case. Sorry. The ring is interesting.
Both offer what you requested, protection. Makes you a little bit harder to kill, but why anybody would kill you, I don't know.
We're on the road. The road is treacherous.
Is it just?
Also, I'm just quite done with getting, well, being the punching bag. I don't really like being a glass cannon.
The offer's there.
She's
That still
looking at
there
the
could
wings.
be very useful.
She's staring at the wings. Knowing
Well, they're
it
not
com-
wings, they're a cloak. They don't make you fly. It's like a feathered cloak.
But it's just so thematic.
It is.
Like, how's the cloak exactly?
It's like a long cloak, thick cloak that's made of like white iridescent feathers with tinges of blue and gold.
She's going to take the cloak. I'll take this one if you don't mind.
Very well. And as soon as you say that, literally, his claws are all over and drags over the cloaks, pulls them to his side and drags the plate. One of the plate falls to the floor to his side.
Um,
Wonderful.
Sir,
And he kind of hits something on a console next to him, next to the typewriter, and like a hatch opens on the floor, and he kind of shoves the plate and drops the cloaks down the hole, and then
sir,
mm-hmm.
basilisk catsup potions for the jar.
But the basilic, what?
Cockatrice beak
Yeah,
catsup potions for the jar.
the jar, the memory jar, was that?
Yes.
To relive a memory.
Does it only work once?
No.
Or do you just take a memory out and put a new one in?
Well, once you take the memory out, it dissipates, and you can review that memory only once until you replace it with another memory.
Okay. Catsup potions and a cockatrice beak for the jar.
How many of the potions?
I have 2, but I would like to keep 1.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, bollocks. 16. I rolled terribly. I rolled a 7.
2 of the beat, 1 of the potions, and you have a 2.
I only have the 1. Is it okay if I borrow one off one of yous?
Can take mine.
Thank you, Luck.
The memory jar.
That's the cloak requires attunement, DM.
Yeah.
Also, what's the shape of the cloak?
Mean the shape.
Does it like do the wing thing where it's like that, or is it like just a cloak?
No, it's just a cloak.
Okay.
Doesn't do
I-
the wing thing.
I'm going to ask also because I did
However,
some
if you
sewing.
want it to do the wing thing, I'll allow it to do the
No,
wing.
it's not that. I'm trying to get a picture in my head. Like, is it just a small cloak, like a little cape thing, or
No,
is
a
it
cloak
like a
that goes down, fully back, down round to the floor.
But you
You
can
can
close
poke
it.
it round yourself. You can close it and it'll have a hood.
Yeah.
However, the hood is just white. It's not feathered.
When you were describing it, I kind of you ever seen the cartoon Battle of the Planets?
No, sorry.
Yeah, I did.
That was kind of where my head. Let's see. Hang on.
1 sec, let me Google it.
There you go. One memory jar.
Thank you. Would it be possible if me and Fiona talk somewhere private?
You certainly may. I am getting tired, and all this excitement has worn me out. So I am going to retreat to my go back to my quarters. You cannot clearly stay in here. There is a guest cart next door down. This door will be securely locked overnight. I hope I have made myself very clear. But yes, there are some bunks through there. They are clean, they are warm, and they are dry. Please sleep well, and I will see you in the morning when we arrive to Mr. Silverfern. Then I mean River Point.
Fiona?
Yes.
You made a request of me. I think I can. I think I can fulfill it.
What's that?
You wanted proof.
Proof of what?
What iron does to Faye.
Okay.
I stole the memory the first time I touched iron in the jar, and I hand it to Fiona.
Oh, okay. Of yourself touching.
The first time I did when I was a kid.
Okay, so you're revealing to her that you're Fae.
I'd look like a person, but not for very long.
Luck
Okay.
is getting ready. Like,
Luck isn't there. I asked for privacy.
oh, okay, sorry.
True. She takes the jar, pulls open the cork, and it's like a white thick mist, like incense kind of flows up and through into her nose and up to her eyes, and her eyes go cloudy for a moment. What does Fiona think?
She sees what looks like a toddler, or like a young, like 6 or 7, just out there in a field with a bunch of other kids. Like think like a traveler's kind of like a I can't other put this any other way because I don't know the word for it, but like a gypsy caravan.
Okay.
I know that's the wrong term, but I can't think of
No,
the
it's
proper
fine.
one.
Traveller.
Traveller.
Thank you. It's probably more better.
It's okay.
Betterer. And the little boy is playing in a field. It looks like what like a camping field.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing in the field and he sees something shine and goes to pick it up. And one of the adults go, "No!" and go to shout, and they pick it up, and then you see smoke come from their hand as it was a tent stake that they just missed when they were checking. And as they go to pick it up, the little misc squeals in that only way a kid does when they're hurt, where they're not holding back at all. And you see the hand turn back pale and turn back the way it should, the way it is underneath, as the adult picks them by the scruff of the neck and pulls them back and kicks the tent stake. And they go, "Taluth. It's bad. Don't know how we missed it." And they go and get like a big wooden, like almost like tongs, and pick it up and just launch it as far as they can go and go, "That stuff is cursed. Burns us, and we should have taught you this earlier." That's iron, dear.
The memory fades.
And then the end of it is them explaining what iron is to Misk, but it fades
And
before then.
while her eyes are clouded over, you kind of see a tear roll down her cheek. And then as the eyes uncloud and she sees you again, she kind of leans back a little bit and
As she leans back, my eyes are white.
what are you?
Faye.
And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session.
Me! No.
It's a promise. My safety no longer is priority.
No.
I'm sorry, but it's the way it is.
There we go. You've
I'm
met
not
some,
upset at you.
Ethan,
I'm upset that
you've,
we're finishing the session here.
and
Be
you've
honest,
met
it's
he never
midnight.
actually gave you his name. Oh.
Now there's just Fiona going, "Oh fuck, that's what we're doing to them." And I'm like, "Birds like a motherfucker." Imagine if you're this big.
Guess you'll have to wait until next week to find out his name.
He asked what's
you've
my
met-
what. They said what's my name worth, and then they said more than anything, and then I didn't ask.
Exactly.
'Cause
So
it was
you've
the honest answer.
been trading with a rather flamboyant and apparently wealthy traveller in their own right, a strange tabaxi, and you've met some nixies that have made you make a promise.
Didn't make me.
Well, they didn't make you, but the alternative wasn't great.
Fairies.
And next session will be arriving in River Point.
Same reason why when she said goodbye, I went, "We're leaving now."
So you've got Fiona in tow to return to her family and family business, and Leora. You've got the river to contend with, and the turbines, the watermills. You have this merchant in tow. Luck, you've been tasked with finding a particular individual.
And I've
Nick,
got a
now
message.
you have a book to collect.
Luke, what do you think of the first time Miss came across a iron?
I really like that. I think that's a really nice way of
When it
encountering
would happen, wouldn't it? It's just them noticing a random piece of
Yeah.
picking it up and go,
Shiny.
"Ah, birds!"
Ah, fuck. Yeah, like all kids coming across something like stinging nettle for the first time.
Yeah.
Ah, that really fucking hurt.
Goes to their mother and goes, "Why did that burn?" And the mother goes, "That's
Yeah.
terrible. Fuck. Yeah, we're
like,
gonna get
"Oh,
rid
I'm
of
gonna
that
pet the cat. I'm
immediately."
gonna pet the cat.